Montage roll 10 then.
Montage, roll 10. Alright. Okay, so we finished off last session with Ikram going to Ravenforge, the Heroes Guild that's located in the northwest of Greenest. It was mostly burnt down, destroyed. There was a bit of his belongings remaining upstairs in his room. It had a new balcony, which was the entire wall was missing and burnt down. His desk was still there. He could open it up, slide out a drawer that revealed a secret bottom where he pulled out a diary and the necklace of his mother's druidic circle. The vaults downstairs were raided and pillaged. You're not too sure of the amount of the riches that was down there, but you know for a fact that it was a significant amount that has been collected over the years. You had come back to. This was very early in the morning, probably about 7 in the morning. It was about 3 a.m. when the raiders began to leave. Belvin was struck down, and Sandstorm watched his mother get vaporized. And then by that time, coming back and seeing the rest of the town, the fires dwindling. What'd you do? Did you and Casimir? You guys with the help of guards, brought Belvin and Sandstorm into the keep, and they were passed out asleep for the rest of the night. Casimir, what do you do as you've put in your friends down to bed?
I'm going to look for any survivors in the town. I'll also go look for Ikram.
I will go with you. Oh wait.
Is Ikram with me?
I thought we were together.
To the...
Yeah, he's back to the keep by now.
Okay.
All right. So, really, really early morning, you two take off about 7 a.m. The fires from the night before are beginning to smolder down. There is a small militia in the grounds of the keep. All the able-bodied people who are able to fight have now coalesced with a few remains of the guards and have taken off into the town just to, clear it out, make sure they've all gone. After about an hour, you realize, although there is plenty of damage, less than you thought people had died, and from what you can gather, that there are no raiders left. Although the raiders' trail seems to point south, out of the south exit of town where you guys came from. At this point, you guys realize your bellies are aching. There is a burnt tree.
We have been
30 feet to the west.
We've been going pretty much all night. We haven't had any rest either.
So you're not with me right now?
Yeah. Well, that's why I asked before. Did you, after you brought in Sandstorm and Belvin, did you go to sleep, have a little rest, or?
No, I don't think I did.
Okay.
Because I think you said we leveled up and then pretty much our stats reset.
Yeah, basically it's that general feeling. The adrenaline kicks out. The adrenaline fades.
That good old adrenaline.
I love when it kicks out. It just feels so exhausted all of a sudden.
Me and Alright, kicked out hard.
Okay, make a Constitution saving throw there. Casimir, Ikram.
Oh,
nice work.
We are family, son.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, like you'll ever realize.
You thinking what I'm thinking, B1? I think I am, B2. It's nap time.
It's bug time.
So, you two are both exhausted. You suffer one
Yeah, let's go over
One
that.
level of exhaustion.
Have a meal
By
and a
saying
nap.
that, you have disadvantage on ability checks. Are you guys going to head back to the keep?
Yeah.
Right. So as you head back to the keep, you come through the gates. The gates are now both open. People are freely coming in and out. A couple of acolytes from the Greenest Keep Sanctum, bringing people in for healing up in the northern wall. There's also the delicious smell of leek and carrot soup coming from inside. The fresh cuts of roasting deer and game from inside the keep as well. You can see it billowing out the northern side of the building on the chimney. There is one guard on the door. Actually, no, there's no guards on the door. The doors are both wide open. And as you guys approach, you can see Governor Torball Nighthill, Mark Guff, and another guard discussing a few things, and just for logistics to see who's alive, see what resources we have, and suggesting what's the next step. You see at this point of the morn, that Velvin and Sandstorm have come downstairs and are sitting down at a table, just staring at the wood of the table. Velvin doesn't look too happy, and Sandstorm is clutching a necklace in his hands.
I'm gonna send a message.
They're your mates.
I'm gonna send a message secretly to
from across the room
to Ikram. Are you good at motivational speeches?
I don't think it's a motivational speech.
Dude, I've been by myself for 8 years.
Wait, you can't send it back like that.
Oh, yeah, true.
No, yeah, he can.
He
can send a reply.
say that out to him.
No, he can
You
reply.
say it out loud. But that guy's crazy.
At that point, Tarbor, Markup, and the guard look at you and just go, "Are you okay, Ikram? You look tired.
Like, I haven't slept in 8 years.
You should go and have a meal. Take a seat. The boys are quite troubled.
Oh shit!
DM come to save the day again."
I'll take some food over to Sandstorm.
Yeah, you pass the barmaiden who's carrying a plate of fresh bread, cuts of bacon, a few morning sausages and snags. The same thing. and some fresh fruit. And you take what you want off of that and bring it over on a small little magic handkerchief you made in front of Belvin via your mage hand. Place it underneath him.
He didn't say me. He said Sandstorm.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. My bad.
Yeah.
You put it in front of Sandstorm.
Thank you.
Sandstorm, there is now the smell of delicious bacon in front of you.
I pretty much grab it and then just face away. But I give him like the nod where he kind of like knows I'm thankful.
I'll put my hand on his shoulder and I'll say, "I'm sorry, Sandstorm, about what happened. I know exactly how you feel. I've been through it. And I want you to know, whatever you decide, I'll help you, because we're friends."
And I'm like faced away and I just like put my other hand on his hand. And then just say nothing.
I'll let go.
Just looks at you, gives a very dramatic, long stare, and then just looks down, back to his bacon.
Just like, what the fuck are you talking about? I got bacon.
Definitely don't talk like that. I'm very sad, okay?
Alright. So, all in all considered, you guys sit down for a quiet, well, between each other, you guys sit down for a quiet breakfast in which it is feeling very nice and really soothes the soul. About mid-morning comes on. The rest of the town and people are heading out around and seeing the destruction that has been wrought from the raiders the night before. There begins to be a list of deceased, and a lot of the town are saddened, yet angry. As you continue on through your morning, is there anything specific you guys want to do?
What's that?
I would like to meet up with my father, Castellum.
Yeah. So you realize the entire time you've been downstairs and since you've woken up, you have not seen your dad. You can't see him around, but you ask one of the guards and they point up to the parapets up on the gate. It looks like he's been standing there for a long time. His bloodied sword his bloodstained sword is still in his hand from last night.
I'll go up and stand next to him.
He still staring down to where the blackened earth scorch marks of where your mother originally stood. He, without even looking at you, says, "She gone. An instant. What could we have done?"
I have failed, Father. I could not protect her.
First Talus, now Kayla. I can't stand to lose anyone else. Please. And he just turns away. You can see as he turns, a little glisten of tears fall down his face and begins to walk off. His sword drops and clatters on the stonework of the keep.
Where are you going?
As he begins to turn and head down the stairs, you can hear him. You see him look up towards you. He says, "I'm going to go pay my final respects to your mother. And then I'm going home." And he begins to walk downstairs.
I will pick up his longsword.
Right, you pick up the bloodstained longsword. And do you follow him, or do you just head back downstairs? By this time, most of the courtyard has been courtyard of the keep has been exited.
I will accompany him.
Okay, so you head on back with him down the hill to the northeast. To the northeast side, to where your the house was. You can see what remains is the charred remains of your once family home, burnt down, with most of the remains scattered out on the floor. You can see heavy claw marks sunk deep into the earth around the back of the building where your mum and dad's room were. Just 1 second, please.
Look at that.
Look at
Table
that.
service.
Oh.
Table service.
Yeah.
It's like, how's that
Yeah.
possible?
I've gone Super Saiyan.
It's like
my
an
God, it's like
anti-gravity or
it's like a
something.
poverty
It looks like
Elvis.
Loki's helmet.
I love you, Laura.
It's like homeless
Love
Elvis,
you.
I swear.
Homeless Elvis, yes. That is me. That is me. Alright, so continuing on, just from that point, your father turns to you and says there's nothing left. He begins to walk through the smouldering, smoky remains. The fires have died out. You can see that a few neighbors who are rummaging through their own destroyed remains of their belongings at home for the life they knew. Also have begun to take notice of Castellan and yourself at their destroyed home. News of Kayla's death and a lot of other people in Greenest has travelled fast, and they see, and you see as they one person begins to head on towards before they're stopped, and the lady shakes her head, and the man kind of nods to her, and they go back about their business.
So, has there been any sign of the people at the guild at Ravenforge? Either the wizard or the guildmaster?
No, unfortunately not. You can see scorch marks from what look to be either made from lightning or fire, but you can't really discern where they are or what's happened to them. You didn't see them at all throughout the night, other than the reported flashes of lightning from towards the guild.
Can I go and investigate that? While Brad's with his dad.
Okay, so you get to the shard. Do you fly or do you walk across town? At this point, no one pays any attention.
I'm just gonna be walking, taking the destruction.
You take around the destruction. The solemn of sadness that surrounds the town is just gloom, as if a tornado has just hit, leveled the place. But in this case, it was a bit more gruesome and slaughtery. Come on, Kevin. I now have a cat.
You look so posh.
I feel so bad. And then the cat sneezes everywhere. Right.
Yeah,
In the tea.
No, not in the tea, thankfully. Alright. So you head you remember old Miss Burke's place. The lady who told you maybe about 10 years ago, to slow down your whippersnapper as you and Sandstorm were running away from. We're playing tag, basically.
Do you want to put up the town map, please?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Settle down, Kevin. Alright, sorry about this. Oh, God. Ew.
That sounded gross. It's like.
Gross.
Is your cat dying?
It's like a combination of a cough and a sneeze. I don't think he's got a spew, but I hope he doesn't. That will ruin the stream. Alright, so
We'll make the stream.
hashtag pro streamer. Hashtag famous. Right. Okay, so oh yeah, definitely wait. That music's definitely way too happy.
Not peaceful music.
Yeah. All right. All right. So yeah, you get to the house. Oh. Sorry about this. Hashtag pro streamer. As nothing wants to work. Here we go. Excellent. So, as you step by step through the town, the smoky, charred remains of Miss Burke's house, you see the complete and utter destruction, and even the slain, charred body, what looks to be her left leg missing from below the knee, cut off. Her face, her entire skin, her face, it's all charred back as you pass the building. See, she was sitting in a chair, legs lopped off, and she's just burnt to a crisp. You go beyond that to the half-destroyed low walls around the Ravenforge Guild. You can see the trees are partially burnt. The gate's been kicked in. The door's been destroyed utterly. And looking into the building, you can see just destruction has laid in wait. You can see just in the foyer, there seems to be a bit more concentrated damage. You can see three smooth circular holes through the wood, cracked marks, and even multiple sword cuts or wood chops into the wood in and surrounding. Make a investigation check.
Yeah. 21.
Oh, 21. All right. So, about the debris, you see the remains of what looks to be a scarf that's hanging on the edges of one of the fence posts. Wrapped around this scarf, you can see what looks to be a little trinket that seems familiar. Roll a D100.
39.
39.
You're cursed for life and now die.
Yeah. You are now a 2-year-old. Yay!
You can see that wrapped in with this scarf is a little thread of yarn tied around a small empty glass vial. You see its stopper is off and hanging down by a thread, billowing in the wind. And you can smell the scent of Terag, the human mage from Ravenforge. Seems to be an empty perfume bottle of hers.
Is there any signs of blood or anything?
On the scarf, yes. There is one very large stain of blood that has dried out by this time in the day. The winds have picked up the winds pick up throughout the day, and the sun shines in the blissful summer that Greenus has this time of year. It's a pretty bittersweet moment for this time of year, especially with this tragedy that's happened.
I'll call out McCaw and pull out a bit of paper and a quill, because I want to send a message to the Archmage at Candlekeep.
With a spiral of flevers and black magic exploding behind you, McCaw comes out and soars around you in a circle, lands on your shoulder.
Macaw! Macaw!
Tozen. Archmage Tozen. I'll just say... Greenest has been attacked by the dragon cult. They raided and pillaged. Many died. I fear Tiag was among them. They come from the south, and they have a blue adult dragon working with them, with an army of cultists and kobolds. A name I learned was Lenarath.
Yes. The name of the blue dragon was, in fact, Lenarath.
Yep. Would you be able to warn other villages and cities of this coming threat?
You know for a fact that Candlekeep is quite the distance away from Greenest, so it might take him a few days to get there.
I know.
So with that, he's on your shoulder. He looks at you, nods, and flutters off into the winds, flying west. Ikram.
Yes.
You sit on the hillside. It's about 11 o'clock now. You sit on the hillside of the keep at the rear near the tunnel where you guys exited before, getting a bit of fresh air and listening to the trees rustle, the stream slowly rushing past you down at the bottom. A little peaceful serenity. As you're looking at this, pendant, this necklace with the etching of a half crescent moon over the top of a full moon, you realize at what your parents originally became. As to say, the people known as your parents, you believe they must have moved on, continued through, and became animals.
Permanently.
More or less. And with that, you think of the great spirit of the brown bear. As you focus on the medallion, you find yourself with massive claws, black, brown, thick fur. No longer able to talk, but now he's going.
Chewy.
You see,
Hey, yo, boo boo. What do we got in this picnic basket?
Some picnic baskets. And at that point, you realize, you realize this ability was the same kind of ability that your brother told you stories about. That one day, if you learnt the ways, you'd be able to do it as well. The wild shape, she used to call it.
Oh yeah,
Ways of the Force.
badass motherfucker.
At that point, you hear the sound of villagers, and you think, okay, this might be a bad time to do this. So you try, focus, and concentrate. Make me a wisdom check.
Oh, this is gonna be bad.
Oh,
that's good.
Not so
Yeah.
bad.
You close your bare eyes, clutch your bare claws down, and you just focus really hard. Next second, you look down and you see your pale-skinned hands. You don't have a snout. You're not covered in fur. You're back to you.
Is he naked?
You believe he's not naked. He's in the full attire he was in before, and he realized he has a pretty strong grasp of this ability.
Oh yeah, he does. It's in my bones.
All right. Sandstorm, what are you doing for this morning? Are you still at the keep?
You just disconnected. There he is.
No, I'm just leaning back. So.
Oh no, you went off the page.
Oh yeah, I pressed the back button like usual. So.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm back in now. Because I'm not used to the button being that big on the side, so I just press it sometimes. I'm still in mourning over my mother's death. I'm kind of just walking around rooftop to rooftop.
There's only a few rooftops left, especially in the Merchant Square. You can also see from where your house is, there is the smoldering. There's still smoldering wood coming from the. Actually, yeah, let's go. Yeah, I forgot these were here.
Well, then I'm walking around thinking about the good old days where I did go rooftop to rooftop as a kid and seeing everything in ruins. Thinking to myself, I'm going to go and get my revenge, not just for myself and brother, but for the whole town.
Yeah.
The whole damn town.
That's beautiful. Okay. Back to you, Belvin. You see Castellan, your father, breaks down to his knees and just begins to quietly sob.
I'm gonna kneel down next to him, hand over the shoulder. I'm gonna say, I know she's gone now, but I am gonna journey out and take vengeance on the Dragonborn that did this to her.
You see him look up at you and he embraces you in a lovingly fatherly hug, and you hear him sob in your arms as he says, "Thank you. Avenge your mother. Avenge your sister. Avenge Gretus." As he begins to break down and cry in your arms. "In the name of Helm, in the name of Torm, in the name of Chanti."
Then I'm just gonna look off and just like, it will be done. I'm gonna comfort him, and then I am going to go out. I am sick of doing nothing, so I'm gonna try to help people.
Okay.
Doing anything, heavy lifting, try to keep the body going.
Okay. You realize most of the around this time, people are getting hungry. There is wood to be brought in to use in the fires inside the keep. As one of the town criers is yelling out that there is hot food, blankets, and beds available for all who need them inside. Please make your way in if you need anything at all. You see troves of people coming through as people come through the town crier. You can see Tarbor Nighthill is still discussing with Markov. You can't really hear what they're saying just because of the amount of people coming through the area. But as you come on through with some wrecked wooding and some firewood that you picked up from the mill.
Just got these mad stacks on the shoulder.
Mad stacks on the shoulders, just. Tarbor comes over to you after he sees you and says, "My dear boy, I am so very sorry about what happened last night to your mother." See his arms still wrapped up in his splint. His face is all cleaned up from the blood that was on it before. And he pats you on the shoulder and says, "Gather Getikram. I need to ask something of you all. I know last night was a trying time, but this is important.
I will find them.
Time is of the essence."
There's something I too wish to speak to them all.
Okay. Meet me inside once you're done.
Okay. So I'm just gonna drop off the wood then and
just on the
find
side of
the other piece. Alright. I'll be right back. Just need to check on food.
Alright. Alright, so Sandstorm, what were you finishing up on doing? You see, actually, as you look down on the bakery, you can see you can hear the sound of a crying dwarven baby coming from the half burnt down bakery building.
Holy shit! I think is that Gregory?
Yes. What are their names?
Gregory. I think it was Gregory and something else.
That was
Gregory.
That was Derek and Helge's.
Okay, completely wrong.
What? And they had the two kids, the two dwarven twins, Harrod and Jarrod. And you changed their nappies when you babysat them.
So I hear this burning. Not burning. I hear the scream, so I rush over in there. What do I see?
You rush over in there. You see baby Harrod grasping the dress of a injured, covered in ash and soot and smoke, all tattered clothing and tattered apron, as Helga stands there over a table with a rolling pin, throwing flour onto this dough and rolling it back and forth, crying while she says, "He'll be okay. They'll both be fine." And when they come home, little Harrod, we'll give them this cake. It'll be wonderful.
Where are they? Where's the other two? Helga.
She doesn't stop rolling. She says, "They came and attacked him. He tried to make it to the keep, and we got separated. I don't know where he is. I don't know where my little boy is. Oh God!
I'll look for him. It's okay." What's the state of the house?
You can see the back room where you got. So their house is essentially the front is the shop that faces into the town. You can see that the middle part is the bakery, and the eastern side of it is their actual house. More or less, the front shop has been, the windows completely smashed apart. All their stores have been raided, looted. Whatever looked of value has been taken. For a very well-doing establishment, it's been fucking plundered.
But structurally, it's all
structurally, aside from a couple of needing the roof to be fixed maybe once or twice, it's fairly well. It's still going to be sturdy, though they're going to need a patch job here and there on the roof.
I will look for your son and father and husband. Sorry.
No, that's good. She looks at you guys.
Don't you worry. If you need any help, just go to the keep, and that will help you. If anything you need, food and water, etc. I will take this quest and add it to my log.
I was thinking that when the guy came to talk to us. I need to speak to you all. It's like, did the quest log just update?
No, I didn't get time to do that throughout this week.
If I go to my quest book, no, my character,
my journal just updated.
Oh, I should make a There should be a section of quests. I guess you put it in bio or something.
Yeah, that's what I do.
I think there's a section.
I just wrote
down.
Yeah,
quest.
Just subtitle quest dash.
Who is it? Jarrod.
Jarrod
and
Derek.
Jared and Garrett.
And who, sorry?
Garrett.
Fine, Jared, the baby. and Garrett, the baker.
They're both dwarves.
The baker dwarf.
Here's the baker dwarf.
Okay, done. Add it to the book. Okay. I'll be back in a sec.
Alright. Casimir, what were you up to in that final moment? You were just leaving Ravenforge with this tattered, bloodied scarf.
So there's basically nothing left of the place. It was all pretty destroyed.
Yeah, you can see that the basement door that you were never allowed in has been completely broken in. Leads to a staircase that leads down into darkness.
I'll just go have a look down there. Curiosity getting the better of me.
You go down there to see multiple drawers and chest of drawers, all with about 2 large coffers sitting on top of each of them. They are made of a very fine oak with splendid golden filigree and druidic symbols wrapped around them. The majority of them have been broken, torn apart, and the locks shattered. You can also see what looks to be a display rack made of glass has been shattered upon the floor. And also in the very back wall, you can see set into the ground, into the stone wall, is a steel safe that's been broken and pried open, and the lock looks to be the dial key, the clockwork key seems to look like it was melted through with acid or burnt through. It looks like it's been corroded.
There's nothing useful down here. Everything's been pillaged.
Pretty much.
I'm gonna head back to the keep then.
Okay. You run into Ikram as he's heading back into the keep as well.
Hey, mate.
I wish we could have done
What's going on?
Ikram. We could have saved these people.
We did what we could.
It wasn't enough.
Proud of you, son.
We needed to do more.
I know. But there's only so much we could do with the little time we had.
We have to stop them.
I agree.
Right. Yeah, continue.
No, that's it. I was sort of struggling then.
He's just gurgling in his moss.
Moss. But you guys head on back inside the keep, help out for a little bit.
I'll start playing some stuff.
Yeah, with your
it's pretty correct, isn't it?
Yeah, the outside around the walls look like they've been, rocks have been thrown at them. Attempts for grappling hooks get up on the edges. Ropes thrown over. The gates look like they've been pretty well busted in.
Yep.
So make me a... Actually, nah. All pretty well. You guys spent probably another hour or so. So it's high noon. And by this time, you hear the ding, ding.
People dueling in the street.
Ding. People are not dueling in the street.
Draw.
But it's high noon.
But Governor Tabor Nighthill comes out and says, "My friends, lunch is being served. Come in when you want it."
Boy, golly, I hope it's back.
Oh my god, I hope it's real food.
420 Sky Captain.
Hey.
So I just jumped to wherever I was work cleaning and head on over to get some tucker.
Excellent. Well, you guys plop right down on the long table. Pretty unoccupied.
Oh, Brad and that with us.
No, it's just you two at first.
Yeah. Okay.
We're just having a date.
Is this actually at the guild or is this somewhere else?
At the keep.
No, this is at the keep.
Okay, cool.
So bottom right hand corner again.
Yeah, right.
And these two
Wow. Casimir, get off the table.
You're not my real dad.
Not this again.
I just grab him by the scruff and sit down. Yeah.
You just pull him down from the air and from his tail, just yank him down into his seat.
Hey!
From that point, what's his name? Governor
These kids,
Tarball comes.
kids doing on the side, fighting on their beds.
They just woke up, mate. What are you talking about?
Over here.
Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't find this dead, wounded, injured soldier.
Token.
No, it just looks funny.
Oh
It
my
looks like
Yeah, it's like,
they're having pillow fights, but they're actually using a shield and spear.
Yeah.
no, I want this bed.
Just jumping on the bed with their pretend swords and shields and spears.
Whoever lives, get this bed.
But since it's like D&D medieval times, kids had weapons back then.
Yeah. Shit's real.
Medieval America.
Alright, I am back and I am committed.
He's got his
What are you
pizza.
for
He's got
grub,
his
mate?
tea.
What are you having?
It's like a big mouthful of sausage.
Pizza?
What kind of pizza is what I was asking.
Just Woolies Meat Lovers pizza.
Oh yeah. Nothing like
Oh,
a
yeah.
good Woolies meat lovers.
It's
Hey,
actually not
can't
that bad,
You
It's
can't
like-
beat garlic bread.
$2 something.
Yeah.
eh?
You can't beat the garlic bread bar. That garlic bread from there is fucking legit.
Yeah, they have pretty good garlic bread.
It's like 90 cents for two. I might be mistaken. I haven't bought garlic bread in a long, long time. I haven't
bread
had
in
to.
20 years. Back in my day, it was 60 cents down the store.
60 cents down the
we
store.
used to pay a silver piece. And the
Yeah,
delivery
back in
man.
my day used to be worth a copper. Copper, boy. Ain't none of this fine gold you boys have these days.
Alright, so what are we doing now?
Okay, so you
Nothing.
enter into the hall. You see
Into the what?
into the hall.
Oh, I thought you said whore. I was like, I missed a chunk of storyline here.
We're not going that
Hey.
deep.
Didn't enter into the hall.
That maybe later.
You go past the table, two tables on each side of you, and you come up behind Ikram and Casimir. And then Sandstorm slowly follows, slowly sneaks on up onto the table, crouched down, looking at you all. You guys have food brought out to you. Nice healthy lunch. Venetian meat. Some cows. One of the guards has kept the head of a kobold and is frying up the body.
Fuck.
Oh shit.
That's pretty metal.
Yeah, no.
And yeah, so you guys all sit down and have a lunch.
Come, sit down, guys. Have some food.
Have some lunch.
Get that in there. Slide over a bowl of. What are we having? I'm assuming it's not bark.
No, it's not bark. It's leek and carrots. A bit of pumpkin in there too. So veggie soup.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
It's not bark.
Hey, vegetable soup's good, man.
Yeah, it is. It's fucking wonderful. All right.
Especially
Is
pumpkin.
bark a vegetable?
Is bark a salad?
All right. At this point, after you guys, while you guys are eating your meals, Tarball comes over, takes a seat. He kind of, again, I would like to thank you for last night, but These damned villains. We now grieve over their deaths. Did you know they killed children last night? The young boy of the young twin, Gerard, died in the arms of his father, Gerard, last night. I was trying to make it here. We're up on the parapets. Markov saw it. There's nothing you could do. Slain by spears thrown through his back. Child fell onto the ground so hard that its skull was crushed. Bastards! Look, I need to ask this of someone. Anyone. Our numbers are stretched thin. The current guards, the militia we have at the moment, they're not equipped to deal with anything like this. I ask you, find the raiders' camp. Find out how many they are. Go in there. Find where they are. Find the leaders. Or even who they are. Find out who has some charge. Then we need to see where they're going to strike next. I can't offer a lot. But I am willing to open the treasury to you. Each of you. Come back with this information. Where the camp is. How many raiders. Who their leader is. Even a brief idea. Whether it be that bitch with the halberd. Or that monster of a dragonborn. We need to find out, we need to plan, we need to warn the surrounding areas. I've already sent 2 riders out to Burdusk. But it'll be 6 days before we get any kind of reinforcements. By the time they reach there, by the time they reach Burdusk, it could be too late. So would you all be willing to do this? Find out where they are, who they are, what they're doing, where they're going to go next.
I don't know if I speak for the group, but I personally would love to take this opportunity to scope out these evil beings that we need to smite down.
Of course.
What do you say, Casimir?
I'd do it even if you didn't ask.
Thank you. If
I
possible,
personally would like to cut throats.
if possible, if you can find any valuables from the town, please bring those back as well. I know the alchemist Shayla's. Her store and reserves were plundered. We do have a few. She has opened up her reserves with what she had hidden. We can and she's willing to offer a few potions. Any supplies or gears you need for this venture, it's yours. You come back with the information, we could then plan accordingly. I'll give each of you, personally, each a large coffer or coin. Be worth... Hopefully it's enough to compensate. At this point, this time of tragedy, coin is not the most valuable thing. He stands
We'll
up.
do our best.
He He looks down at you, Icar, and says, "Thank you. As a member of Raven Forged, I know you will."
I hold up my my mug of ale to cheers
Tank
the
it.
3 boys.
The 4 musketeers.
Yeah.
He reaches down, grabs a empty wine glass, puts it in front of him, grabs onto the bowl of wine, pours up, and says,
We can do this.
"Cheers."
We will do more than just our best. We will kill them all!
At that point, the entirety of the room turns towards you, and you see the guards nod at you. The crying girl on the table just stops crying, and the man across from her bangs his fist out and says, "Damn right!"
Hoorah!
We will get vengeance for all the people who have been slain, and for Greenest. This we can assure you all.
Make haste, though. I fear time may be of the essence. If we lose their trail, that would be it. We won't know where they're going. We don't know where they'll strike next.
We
This
have
tragedy
this
could
man
happen again.
by our side. He can track any trail. This guy can do spell any spell. This guy can shield any shield. And I can sneak any sneak. We can do it. Let's do it.
Make me a charisma persuasion check at advantage, please, Sandstorm.
Yeah. Just wait.
Actually, make it performance. Make it performance.
Ah, whoops. Okay. Damn.
You're doing a little dance while you speak.
At advantage, remember. So roll again.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Okay,
Nice one, mate.
Ikram.
Yep.
Casimir.
Yeah.
With those inspiring words, your wave of exhaustion leaves.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hoorah!
This is like, and all of a sudden I just picture this in my head, just fucking stand still, and everyone's like,
You're just like visualizing. Yeah, it's Sandstorm, the hero of
Like,
Greenest.
I'm visualizing that. That's gonna be me like in the future when I like kill all these.
you got the crowd like throwing you up in the air. You're like, yeah.
Everyone goes in their head of what they're seeing and shit, and all of a sudden I hear stand still, and I just see like these cat people in the background going.
Welcome to the party, CDO8.
Yeah.
I think that will be the new greeting from now on.
All right.
All right. So
Alright,
you guys.
I think let's all gather what we need to go and
to head
meet
out.
up at the south entrance of the town
What do we need?
in 1 hour.
Horses and like rations, stuff like that.
I need
Yeah,
to get,
so
1
You
hour.
guys-
arrow.
Yep. So you guys can receive anything from the
1 hour.
1 hour. So in 1 hour's time, about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you guys can come together. You guys have access to the armory, the weaponry, the remains and equipment of the town. So you guys
Alright.
can have at anything you want
Well-
in the base handbook, such as whatever armor you want, which is in the stores, what weapon you want, or whatever is in the adventuring gear.
I'm on the game, please.
My first thing is I want to get new armor and shield because I feel like my chainmail would be
Oh yeah, got wrecked.
got a huge gash on it, so
And your shield got wrecked as well.
and my shield's wrecked. So I'm gonna go to the smith weapon, the smithery. First place
Right.
be like,
Alright, so just in the north of the keep, there is the armory. And you know your dad, a lot of the guards and such hold their gear in there. So you can, if you're strong enough, you can grab some plate mail if you have proficiency in it.
How strong
Or-
do you have to plate now?
Strength of 15.
15, yeah.
I have 19 strength, so
Yeah, so you can wear plate.
Just enough.
You're going to have disadvantage on strength checks.
Stealth checks.
Stealth checks. That's correct. Thank you.
yeah. But
I was like, oh, disadvantage on strength checks? God damn.
Imagine that.
You're
We're
just
the
like,
best.
you're just a
Oh,
walking
yeah.
block of metal, that's why. You're just like,
As you're
It's literally a cube.
as you're trying on this plate, you catch yourself in the mirror. You look up at it, and you flash back to last night while you're dueling against Lang de Rosa. His strikes, his forms were nothing but pure power. Yet he seemed on-bound. His eyes were directed at you the entire time like nothing else, staring deep within inside you. Make an insight check.
That is like fueling the flame. Hopefully. No.
You don't care if you don't care if you're remembered or not. You remember him, and that's all that matters.
So yeah, I'll grab plate and a new shield.
Yep.
The what is it? What's that shaped shield?
a kite shield?
Is it a kite
Yeah.
shield?
I think so.
Kite shield. We'll
Yeah.
call it a kite shield.
It's like pointing at the
Oh.
bottom and it's like sort of flat at the top.
Yeah. I'll grab a kite shield if I can find one.
Right.
Yeah, kind of like a kite. What came first, the kite or the kite shield?
Okay, so
I'd like to see the kite shield.
But why is it called the kite shield? If there was no kites.
because it was struck by lightning one stormy night.
And
Someone
it's
loaded
too
down
hard to
electricity.
say. Thunderstruck shield.
Thunderstorm. Alright, Casimir, how are you preparing for this adventure?
So I said we could take anything from the adventuring gear,
So-
right?
Yes.
Well,
What page is that on?
150 of the player's handbook.
hmm. I'm just looking through the list.
Is this
So it's
free
interesting.
or is it going to cost us however much it says it
Nope.
costs?
No.
It's all for free. Town is supplying it, it's yours.
Can we have 10 of everything?
If you can carry that much, I'm not sure.
I can't, that's for sure.
Oh, a sprig of mistletoe.
You can have a sprig of mistletoe.
Mm.
What would that actually be good for?
What is it? Sprig of mistletoe. Where the hell is that?
Under druidic
Oh, yeah.
focus.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that would be, the mistletoe of a tree that you find from an old, ancient, magical tree that druids use as their focus
Yeah, fair enough.
for the spell casting to come out of.
Can I just ask, is a wooden staff better than a quarterstaff?
I think they're the same thing, to be honest.
Exact thing.
Yeah, no worries.
Are we choosing from both the weapons and the stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah, you guys
What-
can. You
whatever
guys
you
can
want.
pick whatever you want.
Oh, from the weapons as well.
Yeah.
What's the maximum amount of arrows can I hold?
Probably for you, you could probably hold 3 quivers, 1 on your back, 2 on your sides. Be realistic in your thinking.
How many arrows?
don't
are
have
in
a
the
Quiver-
quiver?
Is it what is it? 10 per thing?
20 per quiver.
Oh,
If
get
I put
loaded.
40, I'm good to go. Can I if I kill people, if I
Get your arrows
remember,
back.
can I say that arrow up kind of thing?
Yeah, sure. As long as you as long as you hit. So you hit with a number of arrows, you can retrieve
That's
that
my.
arrow. Otherwise, it will
Yeah,
miss,
cool.
break, and such like that.
Is there any pickup, or can I get a like a lighter?
CDO8, we can make that a +1 Morning Star. What was that, Sandstorm? What do you want to get?
Like a fire arrow.
Make an Arcana check.
What do I roll? I can't see.
10.
All right, you roll 10.
8, 10.
You're pretty certain that the only person you would have known to be able to make or cast a spell of that power was Terag. And Terag was the mage.
But physically,
Terag-
an arrow on fire though, doesn't that do extra damage or something?
Oh yeah, you can wrap a bunch of pitch around one arrow. And you'll get
Right.
one point of fire damage for it.
Does that also is there burning over time thing in this?
Yeah, depends.
The
on
alchemist
Yeah.
fire or the acid?
Yeah, there's Alchemist Fire.
That's cool.
So Alchemist Fire, you strap the. Where is it? Alchemist Fire can be brutal. It's a very sticky, adhesive fluid. It ignites when exposed to air. So, like, you could literally get a vial of it, smash it against the ground, and it will burst into flames.
Ah, cool. That sounds awesome. Because I can throw shit. You can everyone can throw shit, right? In bonus actions. Yeah,
Not as,
like hang,
I don't know about
like
bonus
go-
action.
Nah,
Grenade.
it'll be a full action to do that because you're like focusing
Oh, I
on.
think it's my character actually. My character.
Yeah.
I think rogues eventually can
You
throw
can-
like
yeah,
cocktail
you can do
bombs
that.
and stuff.
You can do that at level 3 if you take the thief
Yeah.
archetype.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty good once you actually get cocktail bomb. That sounds like an awesome bomb. I need to find what was that called? I want to write it down. I want to find that one day.
Alchemist's Fire, and that's on page 148 of the Player's Handbook.
Can I just ask, what does a healer's kit contain? Like, is it a one-time heal thing, or
It's just like
Yeah,
bandages.
basically. Like the kit
Oh.
has 10 uses. As an action, you can
10
spend
uses? Okay.
You can spend one of the uses to use the kit to stabilize a creature that has 0 hit points without needing to make a medicine check.
Yeah, okay.
So if you didn't have that, you'd have to roll medicine. You fail,
Yep.
then they fail a death save.
No worries. I think I might take a vial of acid.
I didn't know you were a druggo.
That sounds great, actually.
I just look at him like, are you serious?
So, what can we take? Can I take some
I
alchemist
did know you were
fire?
a druggo.
Is that
Trying
like?
to be subtle.
Yeah,
How much
you
is
can. You can take 5. You gain 5 alchemist fire vials.
Thank you.
How many
Can you-
vials of acid?
Can you see my thing, Carl? In roll 20?
So you can
I
get
don't want to take too
every-
much. I feel OP.
each of you can take divided among you 5 healers kits each.
Oh shit, okay.
Casimir, you can take 5 oil flasks, that steel mirror, and how many manacles do you want?
I was just going to say a
Guys,
couple.
loading up.
I was just going to say a
Big
What do
couple.
you need a medical for?
Manacles.
Hmm.
Like chain people
I'll-
up.
Hold on, I'm getting the weirdest sense of deja vu, like we had this last week. I'll go back and check last week's episode. We had the exact same discussion.
Okay, no worries. We'll wait.
What do you do? Manacles?
Not happening. Alright, so anything else anybody wants to get? guys-
Oil flask. I'd like to take the oil flask, or someone else taking that.
I'm taking
Yeah,
some. You
no,
can take some as well.
Yeah,
oh
you
no,
can take
you got. Do you have fire spell, Luke?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Good combo.
Does it say there's like an AoE effect for that?
My fire spell doesn't, but if you throw oil, then
No,
it would.
the oil. The oil
Yes.
one. Yeah. That's,
If you use that oil as a cover of
if
surface,
you-
then yes, it will
Yeah, that's
break into flames.
pretty cool. I'm thinking later too. The oil flask is a good combo if you have fire arrows and stuff.
Yeah, man.
Once like level, that's level 3 combos. So
Yeah.
because you'd like want to do it in one turn where you throw it.
Okay.
So you got them.
Yeah. You can have some as well.
Oh, I think he's only gonna let us have 5 maximum between us all.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you take
Like,
three,
I'm
just
and I'll
saying-
take 2.
No.
I'll-
So like each person can have. So just in this regard, so the healers kits and such, you can take 5 healers kits each. Someone can take 5. It's like within reason what you can stuff into your backpack.
Yeah. This is just small shit I'm taking because I can't carry heaps of stuff.
Well, I don't know how much. How much rope? I might take some extra rope.
Your backpack that you already have has rope on it, I believe. You have an explorer's kit.
I don't see rope.
It should be down your equipment at the very top.
It'll be in your explorer's pack
Yeah.
if you got one.
If I press that,
Yeah, you press the I. Little I.
I'll just put rope in there.
Okay. So
Sorry, can I also take a crowbar, please?
absolutely, you get that.
Someone should take a grappling hook as well.
Yeah, I'll take that. That sounds fantastic.
Sounds good for you, actually, yeah. Because you can just climb up and like attach it for others to climb up.
Grappling hook and rope for. Oh yeah. Oh yes, that sounds fantastic. And climb up, grapple it up,
Like so, everyone else can just climb
chuck
up.
the rope down. Does everyone have climbing ability in this game? Like just
No.
no up a rope though. I mean,
Oh, they'd have to make athletics checks, but with the climber's kit, they get it at advantage.
okay. Oh, climbers is that a?
Yeah, there's a thing called a climber's kit. It will give you. Yeah.
Can
Can't
someone
fall
carry
more
a
than 25 feet.
climber's kit?
It's just like in real life, Robbie. You climbing up the mountain.
Hey, Belvin, do you want to carry a climber's kit? So if we need to get up places, I can set it up for you.
I should have the room. I can do that.
Yeah.
Sorry,
become
did we
very
get
helpful
so we get
for guys.
5 healing kits plus whatever else we wanted, or was that just kind of like if I've got 5 acid vials and a crowbar, is that too much then?
No.
And then the 5 healing kits, and I'm
You
sweet.
get 5 healing kits as well, yes.
Yeah, cool.
I feel like I'm cheating here. I don't want to take any more. So what? We get 5 healing kits each.
Yeah, but they're not like super amazing.
Well,
It doesn't
one,
actually heal
Literally
you.
just to stabilize.
well, yeah, one healing
Use
kit
it
has
in-
10 uses.
Do we use it in combat?
Yeah.
Yeah, you use it to stabilize
out of-
someone if they're below 0 HP.
So you pretty much you'd only need 2, really.
Yeah.
That's 20 charges, 20 insta stabilizers. Okay.
I think I'm good to go, eh?
That's pretty good.
Good to go?
There's no spell books or spell scrolls in the.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't have
shit.
anyone I need
I'm
to
gonna-
say bye.
I'm going to take the signal whistle.
Yeah,
I
you
can,
take the signal whistle.
so everyone knows what that means.
That's not a bad idea, mate.
There is a spell book. It's a bit tattered, but it's blank.
Oh, I'm gonna take some.
Leather bound tome.
I'm gonna take some spikes as well.
Yeah, you can take some spells.
Oh, where'd you get the signaler's whistle from?
It's in the list.
Nice.
It's alphabetical.
It's-
I'm
It's
gonna stock up on rations and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys all get 10 rations for the day.
Oh, yeah, signal whistle.
Yep. So signal whistle, blow it. This is the,
Yep.
this is the shit that's gonna go down. All right. So, what do you say? As the hour passes, you guys gather. And as you do, you see as you guys gather, you see a bald old man enter into the keep. Well, not bald, but he's got his hair. He's bald enough that he's shaved most of the front of his hair, so that the hair at the back looks like a big extended ponytail. Who's got the signal whistle?
In real life.
I heard a beep beep.
Oh yeah, I'm hearing that too.
That was me.
No,
That
That's awesome.
That was my watch.
immersion. The immersion. Please. You see this monk in tattered robes. Looks like a bit of blood stain on his face and cheeks. Come in. And he looks at you both. He looks at you, Casimir, and says your name. Casimir!
Do I know him?
No, you don't remember the look of him, but he is dressed in the kind of same style as your friend from Candlekeep, Leozen was. And you remember Leozen as the master of dragon lore.
Yeah.
So this young man, this elderly man walks up to you, limping heavily on his bandaged leg. And looks at you and says, I hear you intend to follow the raiders, see where they've gone.
Yes.
I'd like nothing more than come with you. And he then looks down at his leg that's heavily bandaged and splintered. But in this condition, I'd only slow you down.
True.
In the midst
Rude.
of all this tragedy, you would excuse yourself, sir, and respect your elders. He looks back at you and says, did you hear about what happened at the guild hall?
No. I only saw the aftermath. I found Liag's scarf covered in blood. I could only assume the worst.
You hear him, he looks at you and says, I was there. Leozen we had taken off a few days prior, made it to town, we're staying in secret here. Leozen's been tracking the movements of these raiders. It's important you know that he was taken last night after we fought that particularly savage battle against them. A few others and I fought our way back to the keep. We only made it back due to the sacrifice of this noble gold dragon, as the blue dragonborn came and slaughtered him completely. His head was sliced from the base of his neck. His body dropped.
What's that? That was the jeweler, right? I'm assuming.
Yes, that was Priv. Priv, the gold dragonborn jeweler.
That bastard.
We went back this morning to look for him. And he pulls out, but all we found was this. His choker, which he always wore. Leozen's been planning this investigation for months. I fear that he might have given up last night to get carried away. I fear he's a prisoner. Look, no one would understand these draconic bastards better than he would. His knowledge will be invaluable against them. When you find their camp, please look for my master. Please look for any sign that he's there. I have already sent a few of my brothers who are ready to ride towards Candlekeep and to Burdusk to bring back help. Anything you can do before then would be a godsend. Please. He pulls out the wrecked choker, which is a braided braided leather necklace, or neckband that goes around the neck, with a silver dragon design on chased into the leather. And you see that there is a small little pendant hanging down below it, in the shape of a crescent moon, and sitting inside that crescent moon is a harp. And he hands it to you.
Take it off him.
You realize, Casimir, that yes, he did wear this exact choker every day, ever since you met him. It was like his symbol.
The jeweler. I can't remember.
No, Leosin.
Oh, Leosin. I'll do everything I can to save him. He was my master too, and a good friend.
He then puts his hand out to shake it. And you don't shake it, but he puts his hand down.
I shake it.
Just as you guys put his hand down, you grab it and just embrace it, just wholeheartedly. Just, yes, of course, yes. He gives you a nod and bids you farewell and safe travels. As you guys begin to leave the keep, Markov clasps his hands upon your shoulders, Belvin, and says, "Be strong, boy. Be strong." You guys leave the keep and set on out into Greenest, following the tracks down towards the southern road, where the where the track for the raiders is quite easy to follow, going across the rolling grasslands of the green fields. Exiting the town is a wide swath of grass that is being trampled down, but it's impossible to, as you guys leave town, to narrow the numbers down. The path only confirms what you already know, that there were a lot of them. There was kobolds mixing with humans, and trained giant reptile, dragon-like creatures. And you notice those prints first and foremost, as the footprint they've left behind is stomped deep within the earth, as if they were heavier than they seemed from the first time, way down on the homeward journey. Okay, so who is leading this wild band of adventurers into the fields, as it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon? No, 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Probably Ikram.
Do we have a general idea of the direction we've got to head, or have I got to completely source that out from scratch?
Mate,
No, you guys can follow this trail completely.
We've got some tracks.
Yeah.
You guys have a very, very large track.
Yeah, I reckon.
Okay, well maybe I'll lead, and then if Belvin wants to sit behind me and just keep his eye out for traps and things like that.
I actually think I'll be the vanguard,
The rear
the
guard.
rear.
While you sort that out, I'm going to take a quick
rear
piss.
guard. Yeah, I reckon the rear guard.
Because Robbie,
who's got the best in investigation, or
I got the best investigation, I think.
maybe you should be.
I've just got the
Is that
best in
Nah.
perception and
'Cause
nature.
Rob's
What
got
survive traps? What
Perception is traps, I think.
Yeah.
perception? So who's got the best wisdom? I think it's Rob.
Rob
isn't it?
Rob does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Rob, you should be at the front, just scouting for
Yeah,
any
'cause-
danger, or
Because Rob's
I'll
just,
just be right
keep rolling
behind
stuff.
Just be like, oh look, there's a trap there, and then just not say anything, and then
I think you
A
just
fairy.
gotta keep saying you want to check.
like it's total
But yeah, I think Rob
that sort of shit.
and then you two in the middle. Then I'll bring up the rear.
got the tank at the back. Tank any ambushes.
Mate, I fucking got plate armor already. I'm
Yeah.
fucking stoked.
I'm
You're
gonna
Like,
fucking like
snipe it down.
you're literally just like a brick wall or a metal wall.
I've already got 20 armor class. Like, I mean,
Fuck me
Holy
dead.
shit!
What armor class?
What
I
what
want shit aside.
what fighting thing did you take for paladin 2nd level?
oh, I got dueling,
Yeah, okay.
so I got +2 damage on
Attack.
single-handed
yeah, nice.
weapons. I've also got my Divine Smite, so I can do some D8 damage on any
No, it's 2
damage
D8.
roll. 2d8.
My armor class goes
2d8.
down if I turn into a fucking bear. I'm so devo.
Yeah, but you get like
Yeah,
a
but-
million HP.
Yeah,
Remember
it's
the
lower
HPs,
lower
yeah.
armor, higher HP.
Like, wait, you've got like 12 armor, don't you? Normally, it's like
Yeah,
You're
it
gonna
goes
get
down
hit.
to 11.
you're gonna get hit by anything, really.
Oh my.
No one should be getting hit by stuff. I should be getting hit by stuff. Nobody else should
No,
be
you
getting
shouldn't be getting hit by
Yeah,
stuff, you
exactly.
tanky bastard.
I'm hiding in the bush. You can't hit me. I'm in the bush.
I should be provoking everybody.
Do you have
So we
taunt
decided-
ability? Is that an
We
ability?
decided that I was going to go in the front and scout out for traps and things like
Really?
Roll
Cool.
up, mate.
Yep.
Do your
Followed
roll.
by
that. Robbie, I think.
Yeah, go. Sandstorm.
all right. Sandstorm's up
Casimir.
second. By Casimir.
And then Belvin.
I'm always
Yeah,
ready to
belt.
strike.
Belvin in the
Spots.
rear.
Belvin taking up the rear.
Bit of a,
Okay.
bit of a rear guy.
Okay. About 2 hours into your journey, as you guys begin traveling down south.
Or, just so you know, I also am going to, while we're traveling, I'm going to keep everybody pumped up on our objective and keeping everybody's morality
Got
high.
some Powerade.
So I'm using Inspiring Leader. That's what I'm doing.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
So everybody gets
I don't know, but I've been told.
5. Wait. How
I
much?
don't know what I've been told.
Um,
Sound off.
Mhm. Yeah.
everyone gets 4 temporary hit points.
Oh,
That's like
half my HP.
that's a third of my HP.
Yeah, it is a third of my HP.
So- In this inspiring speech, not only do you pump up your friends, but you also roll call down the names of some of the familiar names that are among the dead.
Yeah.
Bilgar, the innkeeper. Evelyn Richgrain, the maiden. Derek and Jared Boldirk.
So is it 3 or 4 temporary hit points?
4.
Or
Yeah, nice.
Kriv Kurylon. Johnny Nitson. Mishka Hardgold. And her
Johnny.
Mia and Serena. As well as... Yeah. No, that's all of it.
What about their mum?
Oh, yeah. Also, Kayla. Kayla Serpenthelm. Well, they knew that already. He just didn't want to say it.
I'm just reminding them. Not
He's a
really.
dick.
I'm not, I wouldn't say that.
You
That'd be such a
absolute piece of
dick move. Oh.
Adventure music.
It's at this point, after he finishes his speech, that down, as you guys have travelled, the path has led south, then curved to the
I've been on this
west.
map before.
I don't reuse hashtag. level reuse.
We recycle
Um,
at
Just don't look to
DragonBrew.
the left.
You guys travelled south and then began to head southeast.
There we are.
No, southwest. You guys, Ikram, you notice straight away. It's about 4 in the afternoon. A plume of smoke rising up on the 10-foot ledge towards you, directly west. You can hear the bickering of voices beyond.
Well, hello there. I'm just gonna halt the crew. How far away did you say?
They're a good distance, probably about 100 feet away from you.
We've got enemies about 100 feet away, guys.
Nice. Let me go.
Do you want to go scout them out, Sandstorm?
Maybe probably about 200 feet away from you.
I'm going
Correction, 200 feet. Sorry.
And
in. I'll blow the whistle when ready.
they're
What the fuck?
They're up on
it,
it.
bitch.
They're up on a 10-foot ledge as well.
Scout them out. Come back and tell us how many there are first.
Should we?
2 whistles for more than 4. One.
No, 1 whistle per enemy.
It's 100 men.
Just keeps
There's an alarm. Yeah, how about that? Yeah, that's a great idea, Belvin. I will do that. I'll go in and scout, and I'll come back with the intel.
DM
In there.
note: take whistle away.
Sandstorm's lost all whistling privileges.
So can I
Alright.
do Belvin's strategy, and can I get in there to scout out for intel?
You can quite easily make your way over there, climb up a tree as the ledge that the smoke is perched up on rises about 10 feet up, then 5 feet up on the northern ledges as it descends down. From up in your vantage point, you can up in this tree. I'd like you to roll a perception check.
Okay.
You can hear the bickering first up, the bickering of multiple different ways how to cook a perry hen.
I'll write that in my book.
Between the
You just like taking advice. Oh, so that's how you cook it. All right.
It's like,
Yeah, that's really. That's really
Ah.
Who's gonna really like it?
11 different herbs and spices, eh? Oh, okay.
$10 popcorn chicken box.
An extra
Ah, of
spice I've been
course.
missing.
I knew I was supposed to drop the price.
I'll be able to open a franchise in no time.
The
Okay.
Colonel's just chilling in the bonfire.
Sandstorm
chilling.
Desert
I
Colonel.
killed the colonel.
So you can see that the humans are that 5 what look to be humans. They have their all their weapons up against one tree, along with their white masks. They all have their long green cloaks, the same cloaks they were wearing from the night before. They all look a little dirty and dusty. They look like they're having a late supper. You also see off beyond them are 8 all squabbling and bickering like hyenas munging on food. It's first come, first serve, and it's just a horde of them just munching into what they can. Basically just eating a few bits of raw chicken.
Okay. I'm gonna go back. I wrote down that recipe. Now I'm going back to my mate. Okay, man. We got
All right.
4 dudes. Remember the guys with the green capes? They were at the town. They were there. You can tell. And there's a horde of these bloody bastards. You know, those little fuckers that we fucking put to sleep all the time. So,
The kobold.
what's the plan? Kobolds, that's the one. What's the plan? They're a bit separated. Maybe if we can separate one from the others, we can take them down.
I can probably take care of the group of kobolds if you guys take out the humans.
Okay.
Should we try and keep any alive?
Are you sure you've got that
gather
in you,
intel?
son?
We should
Yeah.
keep one alive.
We'll
Ask him
keep
about the rest.
we'll keep a human alive to know where to go, and then we'll kill him.
Okay. Casimir, you think you'd be able to sleep all the kobolds while we take care of the humans?
I've got something a little bit slipperier in mind.
Okay.
That was so dirty. Alright, good.
I'm going first
We'll-
to get a good
we'll place
spot,
trust in
and then
you.
you.
I
And then you-
kind of just want to see. I kind of just want to see what he does. I'm gonna sit back.
Okay.
What would be the best vantage point to attack the humans? Sandstorm.
From the north side,
Okay. If we circle round
circle around.
and then attack through the trees.
Through the trees. And from the north side. Yes, walk around the cliff face. We'll come down. While Casimir will come from the south, and Druid Man will come
Druid
straight
Man.
ahead.
True, man.
Tree boy.
I was going to say above, but you haven't got to that point yet. Come from above. Come from above.
Everybody
I
else-
can come from above.
Stay out of sight. I'll make sure
Okay.
all their eyes are on me at first.
I'll blow the whistle when it's clear, so we can get. Come on.
Can we? Can we all move up that way?
Moving
Um,
first.
Are you going that way stealthily, or are you just going to be
Stealthily,
charging
yeah.
up?
Now
Because you'll still have a 10-foot ledge to climb up.
What about if we go around the ledge?
Because we're going to go up,
Oh.
along your way. Like,
Yeah, if you go up and around that way, just make a stealth check as you're going around. So everyone who's heading up in that direction, stealth check. Because you're coming up, you can either try climb up the rise or go around and blend in with the trees. So, Sandstorm, you were very stealthy making your way up the rocks or around the trees. What way are you going to go? Up around the trees or up around the rocks?
Around
How
here.
high is the
Oh, they
rocks?
They're pretty,
It's a 10-foot ledge.
they're pretty far off.
I can come here and I can
That's what
pick
I
you
mean,
up
I
with the.
Because they're
Thought
really
of-
far off.
I thought if I could make it to this tree,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have to do a stealth check, but then I'd have to do a stealth check around here.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I'm hoping I could at least get to like these trees.
Oh yeah, you can definitely get to these trees at least. They're
Okay.
squabbling and yelling like pretty loudly.
Okay. Okay, now the difficult part happens here now, but at least I'm close-ish. Alright, everybody else up, or where's everybody else going?
I'm
Ikram
gonna
and-
go down to the south. But can I also fly
Yeah,
and come in from
I
above?
might go with. Oh, you can fly.
Yeah, bro. You got wings. You don't get them till next level.
Fucker.
Get
You're
in
like
position.
you're like off the screen as well, Rob. Eh? And your webcam,
Yeah,
because you're like leaning
Oh,
back
really?
so far.
I'm actually leaning forward.
Really? You're
Yeah.
weird, mate.
I can lean even closer if you like.
Yeah,
How's
that's perfect. A little bit closer.
No, that's just creepy.
A little bit closer.
Hello.
Not closer. Closer.
How's that?
Closer. Not that
Is
close.
that good?
All right. So continuing on.
If you're flying,
Yeah, so I was gonna come in from above, so I thought
What's-
you were gonna go around with them.
like as in
Around
like
this
straight
way.
up and over like that.
Yeah, as in I'm gonna drop
How
down.
you
I'm
gonna
just
go the
worried.
kobold?
I'm just
Above.
worried that if I go the stealth check, I'm gonna fail it more than likely.
Aren't you going up the top with those guys?
Yeah, but
It's fine though.
Okay, I'll just go for stealth.
Just
Hey,
go-
I've
you're
got
there.
What'd you say?
Alright.
Your disability.
if you're stealthing, you could stealth like further ahead, like into these trees.
Yeah.
Dude,
so
you can transform
that's-
into a
that's what I
fucking
mean.
insect.
you guys are stealthing in towards those trees there. So
Ah,
you guys stealthing in towards these set of trees in here.
That's a good stealth. Okay.
Alright. Alright, I'm gonna let everybody know. I'm gonna make my way to those trees.
Okay.
Just be ready. You guys are already
To
in those
fail.
trees, right?
Yeah.
You guys are already in those trees. Get in the trees, guys. Because if stealth up, and I'm literally not even gonna bother. I'm just gonna charge at them.
Casimir, do you want us to go before you, or you go for us? Do you tell us that?
I can do it. I can go before you guys.
Whatever. Do your mind trick and tell us that.
Yeah, I can send a message. Right. I'll start off a distraction, and they should turn to face me. That'll be your chance.
Oh. And I do my whistle. That's a response.
You know you can like telepathically send a message back, just like one message.
Oh, can I do that?
Yeah,
You can.
You can
Once
send like
being
a
messaged
response.
too.
Oh, okay. Okay, thanks,
It's
bye.
not just like, okay.
Alright, alright, well, I'm gonna...
I can fog cloud these guys here in front of us.
Sounds good.
Because have you got any sort of visibility through like fog or anything like that?
no one would have visibility through fog unless they had true seeing,
Okay.
or if they made a heavy wind.
All right. Well,
Alright, cool.
I'm waiting for the signal.
So I'm gonna.
Just-
I'm above them. I'm not like right next to them. So, can I? If I'm
Make-
above them, Kyle, can I? Could I drop something? Like get something
Make us-
out and drop it, and then in the same like motion, I could cast a spell before the dropped item hits the ground.
Make a
Jesus Christ.
Make a stealth check.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta like. They might see you. You're like standing there.
If I'm coming
Not
in,
flying
like,
there, sorry.
no, I'm straight above
Oh,
them.
shit.
Like,
Exactly.
how would they see me? I'm gonna go look up.
How do you know that
You-
one of them might look up?
You're very lucky that these 8 kobolds underneath you are just munging, looking down, hyena in like a pack into this rabbit and into these chickens. Feathers and hair are just going everywhere. You fly straight past them.
I'm like above them, though. If I came around
Oh,
from
yeah.
above.
Yeah, so you're like stealthy enough that you fly straight over and past them. So,
Okay.
as you hover there.
Very nice.
So yeah, if I have an item, if I'm high enough and like I drop something, can I cast a spell before the item hits the ground, or like at the same time?
Make a sleight of hand check.
Oh, 12?
You reckon you should be able to do that?
Alright, cool. Can I wrap a bit of cloth around a vial of oil
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
and
So
Make
as
like
you're
a dodgy Molotov.
as you're flying up, you get out this vial, wrap it around it with
Yeah.
one end sinking into the vial of oil.
and I'll just create a little flame, like a little shitty Molotov, basically. Light the cloth on fire. Drop the oil flask, and before it hits the ground, I want to cast grease on the ground as well.
All right.
Nice.
So filling that entire area as the kobolds living around, you see kobolds begin to flip over themselves. Most of them begin to eat dirt. One rabbit, like completely gnawn and chewed on, begins to tries to squirm away, still alive. But now they all hit the dirt. Make a attack roll at advantage.
Sorry, I'm just drawing like grease in. I don't know what it'll be.
So 10-foot square, just cover. Yeah, that's enough to get them.
The majority of them. What's an attack roll?
So they
Shit.
will all fail their save.
Cool.
So make an attack roll with your homemade Molotov.
Plus proficiency. Plus dex, I guess.
Yeah, it's a dexterity because you're throwing it. It'll be like throwing a spear.
10.
Okay, so that's smack bang.
I just wanted to drop it in the
into-
middle.
A smack bang straight into the middle. You even catch one of them. It catches one of them on the snout directly in the center of the flame, and it just erupts.
Yeah, nice.
And they are all set on fire.
They're all set on fire and like slipping around. They can't get up.
Can I see the fire? I feel like that's the signal because I'm
Yeah.
gonna start. I'm gonna start charging. In.
That's a signal.
That was the signal.
Yeah, I
That's-
figured it was. So I'm gonna start charging in towards these guys. Not yelling or anything, but I feel like I'm just making a lot of noise anyway. So I'm just charging in.
Just going quickly, yeah.
Okay, so by the time the fire takes perch on all 8 of the kobolds, within a matter of seconds, they are after they are burnt alive, and most of them are just laying down, just have stopped rolling, and are just At that point, the human cultists look up and over and be like, "What the fuck?" and then turn their heads to see Belvin in a straightforward charge, going towards them. All right, your move.
Should we roll initiative?
Surprise round.
We'll get surprise round, but roll initiative.
Okay.
First, we'll just do Belvin, and then Sandstorm, and then Ikram, or you guys can decide who wants to go first. Whatever works. All right. So, what are you going to do there, Belvin?
I'm just gonna pretty much just swing longsword at the first cultist.
Okay.
I see.
I think from last time we played on this map, it was too big and I couldn't fix it. I still haven't fixed it. So, 30 feet. 30 feet on the map is actually 15 feet. So.
Yeah, so double.
Oh wow.
Double whatever you want.
Or halve it. Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You get like
I get you.
30 foot would actually be 15 feet.
Yeah, I understand. Sometimes you actually don't talk shit, and it's nice.
It's nice. Doesn't talk shit. It's nice when he doesn't talk shit.
Hey mate,
I
Yeah.
like it when he doesn't talk.
it's a bit of a miracle.
Sounds like that. Sandstorm, could you roll me some initiative? Alright.
Yes,
So-
I can.
Belvin, you'll make an attack roll. You go ahead and make that attack roll at advantage.
Holy shit.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Shit, that damage. Oh, shit, the damage.
Holy fuck.
Don't tell.
God damn.
Finish him. Oh my god, he already did.
That could kill two of me, Neil. I think.
Yeah.
Close.
Yeah, it would. It would,
Yeah, it can.
it would kill me.
I'm-
Alright.
I'm gonna
At the
say
moment,
it's because
it
I'm
can't.
filled with rage. At
You see that
These
face. Remember, keep one alive.
Not that one though.
Yeah. Yeah,
That-
fuck that guy.
That's the exact one I wanted alive.
Shit.
So, yeah. You tell me how you want to do it. How do you take this guy down? You
it's
just-
pretty much just as I'm running in, just a quick unsheath and just and just off the head. You know, the slow movement.
It's like
It just... You hear the... onto the ground as the body just slumps and falls.
Yeah.
Quickly
And then
side.
and then I just want to like stand up right in front of the next one.
looking down at him.
Yeah, shield up.
He just looks at you
Rage
and holds...
burning in the eyes.
Alright. Ikrim, your move.
Alright. I'm going to obviously cast my classic
Shillelagh.
not even going to pronounce it. Shillelagh.
Shalele.
Hello.
And then I'm just going to like run along the tree branch, and then just kind of jump up, and then just go and smack this one here.
The crippler.
What a staff. With the crippler.
Right, yeah, I'll allow that. You've got surprise round, so it's really easy for you to do. You're focused and prepared.
The crippler.
You've got the crippler. It's got 2 nails in it.
Oh god.
Actually, no. But since you're a druid, you wouldn't use that. So because
Yeah.
of steel and metal and earth. Yeah. So 16, you'll pierce
It might get-
into him
What if they were
and
wooden
you
nails?
bash him. You bash him across the side of the face. He doesn't look very healthy. You can see that a few teeth has flown out, blood's been splattered, and he looks completely dazed. Sandstorm, your move.
Mhm. Well, I see these guys doing some awesome action. So that guy's still alive, is he? That one that
No. Brad killed that
Belvin
dude.
hit. Which one's dead? I can't.
Oh yeah, this one here. Sorry about that. Yeah, the one next, one of the extra
Oh, man.
head.
Okay.
He's well.
And
Head
Ikram just
takes
knocked that
7.
one in the back. Well, I'm gonna get my bow and I'm gonna shoot the one furthest away.
This one.
Yeah, that
Is
guy
this
there.
accurate? This accurate? This length?
No.
So
half.
that's yeah. So
Okay, I should be fine to hit it.
yeah, you'll be fine to hit him.
So
He's
I'm
only
gonna
shooting-
do a sneak attack right on that guy in the distance.
Yep, make a attack roll
advan-
advantage.
At advantage.
Yeah.
So up in the tree, your bow gets turned to the
Yeah.
side. You knock your arrow, pull it back, and you let fly.
Yeah.
Nice.
Shot that bastard.
You didn't get a 1 this time.
Alright. How do you want to do it? How does he die? as your arrow
I'm
pierces.
just like, as this is happening at the same time as Belvin comes in and absolutely destroyed that guy, and through his motion, an arrow just flies over Belvin and just like it, and it gets the next guy.
It hit. He looks up as he sees his friend's head just begin to fall, and he just like hit. He's just hitting the eye and just goes flailing back
Straight away.
onto his ass.
Come
All right,
on, gang.
and now we go into initiative. All right, Ikram, your turn.
How we going initiative?
Good luck, guys.
Straight into it.
It's like, how many did you kill, Cassidy?
8.
All of them. It went better than expected.
Those things are little weaklings, aren't they?
Yeah, they're just like fodder. But still, 8 kills.
They're great with that.
I got more kills than you
packs,
guys
that
now.
can be very annoying.
Yeah. If you got ganked by them, yeah, that'd be heaps annoying.
Alright, so what I'm going to do is the guy looks up at me and I'm sitting there holding my staff and I'm like, you like this timber? This is some quality mahogany. And then I just go bang and smack him across the face.
Here, have a closer look.
He's so intimidated by you.
Are you
No,
crippled?
I can imagine you
That
doing
is my
this.
least
This one,
favorite
Rob, just go like, see this twig? I'm gonna make it disappear.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
So, as you
That would be a
smack
cool
this
thing
guy
to say, though. But here's the
with
drill.
your druidic shillelagh empowered quarterstaff, smack him down. You put that thing and make it disappear, and he hits the deck. His hand like lands in the fire. His glove catches a light instantly.
Is this guy
Shit,
dead as
you did-
well?
You just
Oh, yeah.
kill him.
This guy's dead as well.
He hit him
You
twice.
just killed him, Rob. We got one left. It's fine.
Whoops.
You crippled
You're
his
meant
life.
to do the
I
crippler.
love it. You didn't
Oh.
do the crippler. You did the quarterstaff. You pressed the. Imagine it's on the last one. You just fucking killed him.
I look over at Belv and I go, bam, and the dirt is gone.
Well, looks like we're gonna have to capture this guy.
All right, you see, this dude runs over towards this tree here, picks up his scimitar and turns around to you and looks at you all. And his knees are shaking. He's fucking petrified.
Actually, would I get an opportunity attack? Because he would have been in my. If he tried to
Yes.
run out. Yeah.
Absolutely. So as he goes to run, 2, 3 steps, 4 steps, make an attack roll.
At his legs.
His legs. Yeah, that is enough to catch him right behind the back of the knee on the top of the calf, and he actually you have completely cut in and up across his knee, and he drops to the ground, crawling away, going, "No, help me, Dragon Queen, please!" As he's beginning to crawl away, screaming for his life. And you see him like begin to like crawl, and he's like, he's bleeding out from the back of his knee. He's looking a little pale. He like reaches out for his sword, he knocks it, and it clambers down on the dirt. And he's crippled down on the ground.
Oh, someone stole your thunder, Rob. No, he's gone.
Casimir. At this point, all the threats, the kobolds are burning to death. There are four dead cultists and 1 guy left, and he's bleeding profusely.
Looks like Belvin's got it under control though.
Okay.
Did they have any equipment, like or camp or something?
Aside from the fire they started, you can see that where the cultist has crawled over to is where all their masks are stockpiled and all their scimitars as well. You see that when you flew over the kobolds, they had all their their daggers, all their crudely made daggers on their persons.
Okay.
whereas these humans had unpacked, got ready for, like, to spend a bit of time having a meal, and then looked like they were going to continue on.
Yeah, I'll just head over as far as I can towards there then.
Yeah. Belvin, what do you want to do?
All right. I am going to patch him up.
Healer's kit.
I actually wish to use my lay on hands.
Yep.
To heal the wound just enough so he doesn't bleed out.
Okay. So you can cover that with 1 hit point.
Yep.
So you touch him on the back through your plated hand.
Yeah.
On the side of the soft leather, touches the back of his leg. The wound closes up.
Yeah. And then I'm just gonna kneel on him and just very similar to what Sandstorm's picture would be, and I'm just like, we're not done with you.
It goes, help me!
Lay on hands. Would that be a That's an action, is it? That would be an action.
At this point, we can call it out of initiative. You guys basically have this under control.
Swear. All right. And yeah, I wish to pretty much just pick the guy up now and just grapple him and bring him over to everybody else.
Yeah, you can just easily grab him by the ankle, put him in an ankle lock, and drag him over.
Drag him along.
He's just like, no,
and just throw him next to his 2 dead buddies.
Yeah, you throw him onto his 2 dead buddies. Yeah. He's just like looks around, and he just looks up at you and says,
and it's just no run, no trying to get away now. You got some answers for us.
Can I persuade this guy into telling us the way to go where the rest of the army is? Main army, I should say. Where is he?
Be more of an intimidation if that's the case.
Sorry, no. I want to persuade, like,
all right,
if you don't tell me, you become one of these. And
that's intimidation still.
Is
it?
Yeah.
I'm persuading him to do something.
But
roll intimidation.
Ah,
if
you're
you're gonna say, you're gonna end up like these guys, like make a threat, that's intimidation.
I'm just trying to go towards my highest roll, but it is intimidation. Exactly. Yeah.
No.
I was gonna say.
Nice.
What are you actually trying to do?
Intimidate him. With persuasion.
What did you actually? Oh, persuasion.
That
would be like.
I kept being intimidating persuasion.
If you tell us what you know, then we'll let you go.
Tell me what you know, and we'll kill you.
That would be persuasion.
Yeah,
what Rob said. Yeah, not. Tell us what you know, or you will die.
Yeah, I didn't have that feeling. I wish
to be fair, that would be pretty persuasive.
I went in there trying to be persuasive, and
just blank face.
And he came
blank face it, like you tried.
Just blank face it. You know, like tell us, or we will kill you. And it's just like, and this is me trying to persuade you.
Yeah, this is how angry I am.
It's just like,
and then he looks at the camera and winks.
Yeah.
Okay. So
anyway, back to it, yes.
As you say that, or you'll end up like these guys. He swallows the saliva that's been building up in his mouth. He says, "It's standard practice for raiding parties to leave behind the rear guard. I don't know how many they are, but they're." I think they're about a mile to the west from the hills.
This map right here.
He puts his finger towards some rocky bluffs that you know of the area. And he also drags his finger across the map to a horseshoe-like plateau.
Ooh. And I go, okay, my friend here is going to show you a magic trick. He is going to make his staff disappear.
Make his sword disappear.
Oh, please, no. I know. I also know that there was a few prisoners taken from the town. Yes. We.
Where?
They're there. They're there at the camp. They've more than likely put the labor. Please don't.
So you're
Can I
saying,
do like
right?
this thing where I sit there and I like do this hand movement with my staff, and then the staff actually disappears?
Yeah, easily. So you
I just want to end it. I just want to end it there for the time being, and then I'll come back.
you use your druid craft to entangle for vines spread out from from your clothes to the vine, and the vines grasp the staff. And then as it's floating around, the vines and the staff explode into the leaves and go off with the wind, and correlate around behind you and form the staff. You can't see the staff, but it's behind.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say yeah, and then I'll come back in a second. I'm just background at the moment.
Can I use minor illusion to make a guillotine?
Oh fuck!
Yes, and then it appears around his neck.
Just like
Yeah.
or just in front of him, so he's not actually touching it. Like, I think
Right. So
we've got all we need out of this guy, right?
no, don't, please, no. What?
Unless you could
Please.
probably better tell us the layout of your main camp. Tell us everything you know. Who knows? It might
We were told.
get you free.
We know that there was. I don't know how many prisoners, but I knew there was a half elf and a maid, a woman. We were told to exclusively and specifically look for gold, gems, and other valuables. And we were forbidden for looting for ourselves. As we're preparing for the great horde for the honor of the Dragon Queen. You can see that he says, "Please, I only have a few silvers," and he pulls out a small pouch full of silver coins.
It's just like
You think
we
you
don't
can bribe us?
we don't want your money. We want information from you. I especially want to know, is Langdedrosa at the camp?
Yes, he's second to Mondaf. But Mondaf's in charge of daily operations. I'm only initiative. I don't know. I'm not fully dedicated to these guys, man. I show an interest. I like dragons. I don't know. I know that inside the cave, is where the true leader of this raid was. She stayed back. No one but Langdedrosa and the initiated are allowed to go in the cave. They call it the hatchery.
Whereabouts is this cave?
It's at the back of the plateau. It's you can't miss it. It's shaped like a hole. It's shaped like a horseshoe.
Alright. Anybody else want to ask any questions?
Do you wish to be free?
Yes, of course. I would love to go free, please. The Dragon Queen. I don't want to die here. I don't want to die now.
It's alright. There's only one cure for these cultists that I know of. I know, not de Belvin.
It's just like there is nothing that can rid you of your sins.
Yes. What? Just blood just gushes out. Just.
And I'm just gonna get a cloth and just wipe the sword down, sheath it back up.
I pass
You
the
guys-
map over to.
We fucking hate
fucking-
cultists.
I was gonna say,
mate.
you guys are fucked up.
You realize-
All I was gonna do was pull the quarterstaff out of his ass.
Evil,
Out of his ass.
not
So that's
deserve
where I get it.
evil does not deserve mercy.
It was not my mum.
You realise, 3 of us have had our mums killed by these cultists, right? That's why we
That
hate
is
them so
true,
much.
Okay. As he gargles at his grabs at his bleeding throat. You can see as he's pulling down his shirt, you can see that there is a fine dwarven craft necklace that is wrapped around his neck. Pretty tight for a human neck, you'd figure, and very elegant and feminine.
I'll snatch that off with mage hand.
Let's.
You just
I'm just
become
gonna
so
say- I'm
lazy that you mage hand everything.
I do
I'm
mage
just
hand
gonna-
everything. That's
I'm
like
gonna-
one of my things.
Mage
I'm
hand.
gonna tell everybody to loot the corpses, see if we can find anything useful.
So that necklace you found, you remember it as what was her name? It was the dwarven lady, the baker's wife. You remember? Oh, Helga.
Helga,
Helga.
the baker,
Belka.
the baker's wife.
Helga. Yes. You noticed instantly, Sandstorm, when you saw that her prized wedding gift she received from Darak was missing from her neck, and it's around this bastard's. Now in Casimir's mage hand. It was on this person. What you guys find, the cultists have about 28 silver pieces between them. Cheaply made weapons, and among the remains of kobolds, despite you find
Or burning.
among the burning, you find a puddle of candle wax, some now sooty serving silver dishes, and what look to be burnt carvings of Chanti, the harvest god. Now ash and charred by the flames.
I guess we should
What time is it right now as well?
Probably be about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You know, night will be coming in the next
Pretty soon.
2 hours.
Should we keep traveling for a little bit and then set up camp?
That sounds good.
Ikram, you know the rocky outbluffs that he spoke of?
Yep.
As it leads up to the same place that you rest. You remember back when. You remember back when you and the rest of Ravenforge were planning the first attack on the cultists all those years ago. When you first rescued Casimir, you guys used a kind of narrow bottleneck pace to mask your entry into the area. You know there is definitely a way around that.
Yep.
And if this rear guard is in that area, you know where you could bypass them completely. Might add an extra 20 minutes to your travel, but you know your way around it.
Definitely
Would we get there in? We'd still have to have a long rest and stuff in order. Like, how long is it going to take us to get there?
Another hour.
Has
It won't be dark. It won't be dark
Okay,
till
cool.
about 7 o'clock.
Has everyone got
Alright.
night vision?
No.
I was thinking we could
So
do
you
like a
guys
night
have-
raid on the camp.
I feel like Brad always plays characters that don't have night vision.
He played a tiefling just
He
before.
played
No.
the guy. He played the fucking.
All right,
what was
so yes,
he last
his first
time?
character.
What
his
was
first
he?
character-
Just because
He was an asshole.
3 out of the 4 characters I played didn't have night vision. Doesn't
Yeah.
mean every single one.
Doesn't mean 75% of the character. Oh wait, it does.
Yeah, it does.
I just remember your last one. You always had night vision.
I just remembered always having to be like, Brad hasn't
Yeah.
got night vision.
You and me,
Oh.
Brad,
Marissa,
out of the abyss, where it's
Yeah.
always dark.
Party.
We didn't have dark vision.
Man, we did not think that through, did we?
Yeah,
We
I think I've
I didn't
had night
understand
vision
how
every
much
time.
that we're in a big
Oh,
cave
I've had night
the
vision
entire
every
campaign.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I did not either.
Oh, out of the abyss. Yeah, you're just underground the entire time.
I was just like, I did not understand this when I made the character.
Yeah. Carl, why did you not guide us?
It was like, why?
tried, failed.
What? I don't know why I
You
made
died
fucking-
in a. You died in a gelatinous cube. You
Yep.
died the way you lived.
I died fucking badly. I got
Yeah, I'm
melted
pretty
in
sure.
a blob.
It was memorable. Alright. So yeah,
Yeah, so I'm gonna definitely take them that route. I know
Alright.
where guts.
it's going to take you an hour and a
Solid.
half, but you reckon you will be able to get to the camp before it comes to nightfall.
Perfect.
So,
Yeah, perfect time to ambush. I feel.
I think we should spend the rest of this day scouting the camp, finding out weaknesses.
okay, so Honesy, top right hand corner, please.
Mhm.
What the hell? And it just go on down to the overview, the bottom part of that map.
Oh, the bottom left.
Yeah, bottom left.
You mean the top right or the bottom left? Which one is it?
Oh no, bottom left. Sorry.
I was like, what?
Oh, hold on, just let me get my snooty cup of tea. So sorry. Okay. So, you guys come to the raised edges, the rising area of this plateau that's in the rough shape of the rocky outlines of what looks to be a horseshoe. The grass grows greener as it grows in height, about 50 feet up towards the ledges. The rocky outcrop ledges that goes up about 50 feet in the hill. You can smell nice warm food being cooked, well, camp food being cooked from inside. You can hear the rustle and the commotion of many people. You approach from, you can approach from the southeast corner,
So we're
I
going
know,
up from here.
southwest corner. You guys are coming up from that direction.
Yep.
And then you come to the rocky plateau that you can climb up. It rises up about 50 feet before it reaches its peak into a flat surface.
So we can get like a good look down at them.
Yes.
That's good.
You can see that that there are boulders strewn throughout the land, and there are also bushes in and around the area. Yep, steep slopes that rise up, and yeah. So what are we going to do?
I think we should just get a general feel for the layout of the camp and look for anywhere the
Yeah.
slaves would be held.
Yeah, I suggest scout on top, find the specific points of the camp.
Okay. There is no check to be made by you there, Sandstorm, as you can climb straight on up. Your claws find a natural perch as you move on up. Casimir, you
I
can
can fly.
easily fly up.
We can attach a grappling hook at the top as well.
So
Help
you
them
do
climb.
that. You do that, and then Belvin and Ikram can make athletics checks to climb up at advantage.
Nice work, Sandstorm.
Thanks, mate. That's what I got it for.
Do you want us to do that now, or
Yeah, do that now, as you guys are going to be climbing up. As is your current
what is it?
10,
Athletics
I
or
was
acrobatics
good
or?
with that.
athletics at advantage.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, Belvin doesn't even need
Ah,
advantage.
Bit of a problem there, climbing Ikram.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
used to
so-
this. This is a
Mate.
tree.
Ikram might as well be on my shoulders.
He's just like a backpack.
Roll it, do it again. I want to do another one.
Oh, it'll be bad now.
You did too.
Oh,
No.
oh, that's Brad. This is
Okay.
bullshit.
I thought you were talking to me.
Brad always rolls good. It's fucking bullshit.
Alright, so while they are climbing up, Belvin gets up there pretty quickly in his heavy plate mail, but Ikram does take his does take a bit of time.
Struggles. It's fucking
That's
bad.
right, you have like armor on.
I would need Casimir and Sandstorm to roll me a stealth check as you guys, after you've hooked up
Oh no.
and rigged.
How the hell did that happen?
I love that a 1 is still fucking 10
10.
on for you.
That's ridiculous.
Still a
Still
one.
average.
Your worst is literally still average.
Oh no, that's the weirdest thing because that's their passive perception.
Oh,
But
He's made
what's that mean?
he's made the mark on a natural one, but I've got to do something
Well,
here.
Yeah, I did a 1. That's
Yeah, I think he rolled a 1 that still needs to be shit. Something shit's
one's
that-
auto fail.
That's so
It
strange.
sucks.
Roll shit before.
Your feline instincts get the better of you as your tail pops up and over your shoulder and gets into your peripheral, and your eyes just glaze over to the side, and you begin to chase your tail. Your the arrows and quivers you got, they scatter around the ground, daggers fly off. Casimir, you see this happen, but you also see up on a 40-foot high ledge in the camp that there is a 20-foot tall guard tower. Though you can see into this guard tower, you can see that what looks to be humanoid shapes, silhouettes, are not currently looking your way, but could possibly look your way if this commotion keeps up.
I'm gonna quickly send a message to Sandstorm. Stop
And-
chasing your tail. There's a
If you're
guard
flying, and you know that if you're seen flying in the air, you're at risk, so you drop down to the.
I'll definitely land. Yeah. I thought it was already on the
I thought
ground.
I had like 3 traits or something. Like I wrote it down, but now it's gone. I had like a tail and stuff, and I rolled for it.
Yeah, I had them down somewhere.
Yeah, it's gone now for some reason.
So you guys all get up on top.
The tail's a bust.
Tail's a bastard. Yes, your
I
tail.
let it get. If I'm trying to lie to someone, sometimes the tail can like.
Can actually
You're-
fuck up your lights.
Your tail can fuck up your life. It's either going to be a blessing or a DM's fun,
Yeah.
funnest moment.
And what were the other 2? Water and something else. I hate water and I hate
That makes sense though.
Where was that list? I gotta find that list.
Should be in your tabaxi obsessions and
The back
your-
the obsession. Yeah.
or just other traits. I can send it to you later. All right. So Belvin climbs up and hits the deck and crawls over and goes to look down the ledge. The rest of you, if you follow his lead, crawling down will give you and staying flat
Yeah, definitely.
as the sun is beginning to set kind of behind you guys. So you guys are in the best light. So if they look over that way, they'll see the blinding sun before it sets. You crawl on over to the ledge. So I'm going to move you guys a little bit up over here. So if you could just move the camera up.
I'll just zoom it out as well.
So you guys are just over here.
Right. So are we all just like armor crawling?
Yeah,
Walking over
you
the
guys.
edge?
Yeah, you crawled over. The rest of the party followed you. You look over to the edge, and what you see is, to the west, you see probably about 80 to 100 kobolds. All are just in a frenzy. You see some of them are more tactile, a bit more civilized. You even see 2 kobolds in a guard tower that they can barely see over the fence of. They're both holding spears. But you can see what as the slope goes down at a slope probably about 50, 40 feet. You can see that their area up over here is just a tattered mess of just a tent city. As the hill begins to raise, gets closer to the center of the horseshoe, you see it becomes a bit more civilized with a bit more structure. But you see humans, dwarves, a few half-orcs here and there, a few half-elves from up at your vantage point. You guys look down and observe this camp for the longest time, all in just plain dress, plain garb, everyday dress. These probably about 60 to 70 humanoids of all races. Some pass others and raise their hand up like that to each other and then continue by. Others are having a good laugh at each other.
So they're definitely not slaves. They're cultists.
But as you continue to look up, below the guard tower, up on that northeast ledge, you can see that there is a the largest tent of them all. And across from that tent, multiple large wooden stakes, trunks in the ground. You can see a few humanoid forms. It looks like they're being chained up to them. You see another battered woman, as you can hear her screams at the crack of a whip from the cultist behind her. The cultist is dressed in an all-black garb with the same kind of draconic flared mask. A whip in her, she does hard labor. Yeah.
So that looks like
Do we recognize the
Liag.
chick getting whipped?
Yeah, make a perception check.
All of us?
You're still just whoever wants to investigate that. So no, you're not too sure, Belvin. But you see coming.
Can't tell if it's a male or a female.
Because we're all looking. Like, no.
You see coming out of the tent, though, the large tent. You see coming out of the large tent is, come on, work computer. The woman dressed in flared purple robes. Her dress suggests that she's of a strong build. She's calm, and she is. Oh no! Come on, work. Sorry about that. So first and foremost, coming out is a lady with a pixie haircut, wielding a halberd, whatever it is.
She's holding a burger. Kill her.
The Burger King?
It's that bitch again, guys. Remember?
Coming from behind her is another two cultists dressed in the black mantles, flared black cloaks, and black masks. And then coming out behind her looks like someone speaking to someone else as his head's turned, but you can obviously tell that this is Lang de Rosa. He holds his spear as he walks, and trotting behind him, or trotting in front of him, is a small kobold in what looks to be half-plate armor, wielding a shield that looks to be made of black with wicked horns that flared down the side of it and out. Behind...
Sling the Rosa. Are we strong enough? We've leveled up once.
Behind Langderosa, and speaking with Langderosa, you can see looks another draconic form, standing up on top of a tippy claws, in a long dress-like purple robe with a spiraling out spiked mantle. A very wicked-looking sword with multiple points spike out of the sword is attached to her hip. From the scaled sides of her head come two wicked horns that wrap around underneath her mouth. It leaves a little bit of area for her jaw, and her muzzle pokes out with sharp, rotting teeth. As this black half dragon, speaks with Langderosa. They have a brief conversation, and she nods at them both and exits into the cave. That is to the east.
That is one, number 4.
They head into number 4. Yes, that is correct.
What's in number 4?
With that, Langderosa and the little kobold with the shield head on over to the pillars, and you see him as if he's going to grabs the throat of one of these victims. Make a perception check for those who can hear. See, they're close enough to you.
So where are they? Are they like below us or something?
They're probably just down around there.
Okay.
Yeah, directly. Okay. Alright, so all but Casimir can, as Casimir is distracted by the other Dragonborn, can hear the faint words carry on the wind and echo around. There's no escape. Resmir knows what you're up to. Now that we have you, Leosin, there's no escape. You're the cults now, and no one will come to your savior, and you will die here, fed to the hatchlings. You can see that other than Langderosa, the two cultists that accompany the lady of the pixie cut, everyone else is just dressed in normal robes. What do you guys do from here? As you have all sunken into the dirt.
We're not strong enough to kill that bastard yet, Pelvin. What should we do? Should we wait till he leaves?
There's not much we could do against this many. The odds are just
What happens if
two
we
against
light
us.
all the tents on fire?
We need a
Let them all
goal.
burn.
We need to establish a goal before we do anything. Do we want to... We need to either rescue the slaves or go after the leaders.
So I heard, this is the place on the map where there's supposed to be captured people? Am I correct?
You are correct in that.
And I remember back in with the necklace of the husband. Sorry, what's the name again?
Helga.
Helga. Remember Helga? There's a high possibility that there's that little baby guy and the other guys here. I forget all their names. Shit.
They
Jared.
died.
Jared, Harrod.
They're dead.
Is it?
They're all
dead.
dead.
They died. They
I
told us
thought he
before.
said he got captured.
No.
I swear he said he got captured and we're gonna find him.
Oh, I think you missed that.
He said he got speared on the way to the keep, and like he fell over, and the baby's skull smashed on the ground.
Holy shit! I was not hear that.
Yeah, you must have been.
I
So,
heard the woman's they like go find and they got captured, and then like
No.
you just said, "Oh, there's captured people." So I put those two things together, and I thought they
Oh.
were here.
Nah, you missed that
Oh.
bit. It was brutal.
Oh, that's a big piece. That's a piece of the puzzle that does help my investigation.
But they have
Anyway.
There were those
Oh.
two bits. I thought they're here. Okay.
Anyway,
I don't really care.
there's other people though, like
our,
That's a
our,
M. Night Shyamalan.
our goal could be to save them, but we don't know where they are, and
Yeah.
how would we escape with them?
so we saw
Maybe we could take hostage of someone and find out
we
the
saw
layout.
someone getting whipped over here, right? Like a slave. And then there's Leo's in here, who's my mate
Yeah.
or my mentor.
So the whipping was also taking place in around that area 3.
Oh, okay, 3. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was up here. I was like, Jesus Christ. Okay.
The whipping.
The whipping.
Yeah, fuck. Didn't hear that part. Bloody
Yeah, brutal.
This
Eh?
Might have been
Yeah, they did.
I thought you were hinting that they were at that place. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. When we get there, we should try to save them.
Should
And,
rescue them.
so I've completed
Nah.
my quest. Now I just have to hand in my quest of the details I have.
Sorry, your husband and child are
Sorry.
dead.
Can I please?
Wait,
have my
yeah, can I have my reward, please?
Shit.
If we're gonna save any of the people being captive here, we'll have to do it in the cover of night.
We should
And-
Troy this.
I agree.
But you can't see it covered in night.
As
My-
the evening wears on, the
my plan is I will take guard of the cliff up here. You guys get down, climb down, and establish a grapple hook.
Yeah, I could sneak around pretty good. I think I've already got my
Yeah,
one
it's
I got a
if
decent sneak.
if you're content on
next yours.
trying to save the captured people tonight.
Sort of,
Sandstorm, make an insight check. You know that yourself and Belvin would have to be especially careful or change your appearance or lie heavily as you fear that the one-on-one with Langda Rosa more than likely would have gotten out around the camp by now. You know your brother would be at fear of being recognized.
I am
And
not going to
yourself.
venture down.
yeah. Can
I'm gonna like if they went down, I'd stay up here, and like they would climb down, set up like a grappling hook rope in like the dark area. They go get whoever they can, hopefully sneakily, bring them here, climb up, escape.
I feel like I can sneak around and not be seen once night falls.
As night does begin to prepare to
But
Come on.
we'll have to watch to find out where we can see the captured people end up.
Yeah. Can we have a short rest while night comes over?
Yeah, as night comes over, you guys have a short rest. You can see
For
as
what?
night
Spells.
begins to fall. Each section of tent city, each little section of the tent cities have multiple fires pop up. So there is this nice orange ambient light that surrounds this entire horseshoe and flares up on the walls. I'll just have everyone roll a perception check just to see what you figure out and what you hear while you're viewing.
Fucking hell.
Just playing with my
Nothing
Rubik's
has
Cube.
changed, has it, son?
I'm just playing with my Rubik's Cube.
Casimir, you pull out your Rubik's Cube, you press one rune, and you feel the spell power, the magic power come back into you. And you're like, whoa!
God damn.
That takes
was-
up your time.
Well, I'm supposed to be watching stuff. It's like, yeah, this is pretty good. That's a fine cube.
Ikram, you overhear one conversation, and that conversation is one cultist talking to another. They specified that the monk is of special interest to Rezmir. Why else would you keep the creatures alive that way? What Rezmir hopes to learn from him is anyone's guess. What's left of it, when the questions get serious.
Interesting. Does anyone else hear that, or just me?
Mostly you, as everyone else is focused on everything else.
I don't hear shit.
I'm just going to relay that to the group.
Sandstorm, you overhear a conversation between another two cultists at another point in time during the hour, and they say, the half-blue dragon Cyanrath is Mondaf's right-hand man, and is seldom far from her side. He has a rigid sense of honor. You don't want to make him angry.
Okay. What was the guy's name? Sorry, the
Cyanrath.
Simon.
That's the guy
So,
that
like
killed your mother.
Other Dragonborn.
That's the one that killed your
Simon,
mother.
that's his last name. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
And Mondaf is the other name that was given.
Wonder. Eh?
You also hear through that conversation that the Ikram, you hear in another conversation that the cave at the back of the camp is off limits to all those but who have been cleared by Mondaf and Rezmir, which includes a handful of guards and kobolds. It's known around the camp as the nursery, and it's an open secret that Rezmir plans to hatch a clutch of dragon eggs in here.
That's at number 4?
Yes.
Yep.
Don't go number 4.
Casimir, at that point in time, you hear someone say, "The mother of dragons, praise Tiamat's glory. She shall return, and when that day comes, the nations of the world shall tremble below her majesty." And they all go, "Huzzah!" with their hands up. Huzzah! Melvin, you overhear a conversation, but you also see as Leosin is picked up from his bonds and is made to do hard labor. You also then see one of the prisoners who is collapsed, screaming out, "No, no, don't take me, no!" As two cultists drag her into the cave.
Ooh.
Ikram and Casimir, you both know that cave is the exact same one from 8 years ago.
Shit.
I reckon.
That was a bad
I reckon
memory.
that cave is going to be where they're keeping all the prisoners.
Probably,
We should probably.
we can
all
sneak around.
The remaining four prisoners are all tied up to the stakes out the front.
I could sneak in and get them.
They are literally 50 feet down, 30 feet to the right. As the night wears on, after that hour, you can see that the camp is becoming more organized. There's a line forming on the opposite end of the plateau, outside one of the tents. There seems to be a wicked smell of broth in the air, as if fresh meat has just been thrown into a boiling stew. There seems to be a bit more of a structure forming throughout the night. You can also see that through the rigid rise in the rocks, small caves that bend in really shallow, and also 6 feet tall bushes that's coming out of the ground.
It's gonna
That
be
is thick.
Well, most of the
Is
kobolds
there-
are
is there-
could sneak down.
Is there much activity around where the prisoners are?
Other than the 2 cultists that dragged away that one person, no, it is pretty much quiet. You haven't seen Lane DeRosa in a while, as he went back into the large tent at 2, and the woman with the pixie cut disappeared into there as well. They haven't come out since.
I think this might be a good chance. Quick in and out.
Can you
Get rid of the
ping
guards.
exactly where the 4 are? The 4 captured ones are?
Yeah, so I'll just use this icon here to represent Leosin and the other captives. So
They're huge.
I reckon we make our way across the cliff face
Sneak down.
to get as close as possible. I can put a grapple down and I can go sneak in and pass them up, and we can help them up or tie them to the rope and pull them up.
Yeah. I'd go down with you. We can sneak in and have
And help.
have Belvin at the top helping people up.
Yeah, sounds good. Let's do it.
I'll have.
You can have Ikra
You
help
start,
you.
Druid. Oi,
I
Ikram,
think.
stay on watch.
I think me and Ikram.
welcome to the
Should be
party,
here with-
Ninja 64.
Me and
Incredible.
Ikram should.
Nintendo 64.
No, good. Good Ninja 64. Welcome to the party. But yes, continue, Belvin. Sorry about that.
How many grapple hooks do we have?
1 each.
I have one.
1 each.
Yeah.
I reckon set up two grappling hooks
Yeah.
and ropes, and me and
I
Ikram
got a rope.
up the top. And I have rope too, so
Yeah, cool.
and we will
I got
help them.
rope as
We'll
well.
pull them up
I'll go rope as well.
So
2 at a time.
you guys can spend your time hammering them quietly down into the earth, into the rock,
Yes.
and finding good purchase. And at the right moment, you can rappel them down. Make me an insight. So who's going to lead this maneuver?
I can go first.
Sandstorm,
Alright.
I think's the sneakiest.
Sandstorm, make me an insight check for when would be the best time. As if now is not the best time to do it.
I don't know. Do you know?
Can
Casimir?
I make insight checks? I get advantage on them.
You notice at that time a whole bunch of people now dressed in the green cloaks, white masks, all come out of the tents around here and begin to head off north. You see from across the yard, as if the last lot of people have just finished eating, and now this section's going to go eat. So it takes about 20 minutes for them to leave in an orderly fashion and get around to the other side. Now would be your best chance.
Let's do it.
Seems like a good time.
Go. These people captured, I would know these people, wouldn't I?
Yes. So
Because I grew up in the town.
currently captured, you see Terag, the human wizard, the female human wizard. She's all beaten, bruised up. She looks like she's gotten 100 lashes. Next to her, you see a half elf, badly bruised, wearing a waist clencher, plain white shirt. Looks like he's got leather braces and shoulder pauldrons on, and leather greavers. He's got short brown hair. He looks like he's a half elf. You don't know who this person is.
Okay. Well, I'm going to sneak up and go up to the person I do know
Are there any guards?
and go, "Hey, there's no one."
Currently at this time there is no one.
Yeah, there's no one there. They all went into the cave. And I sneak
They
up,
didn't go into the
and we
cave.
know, like, Hey, what's his name? What's the wizard's name again? Sorry.
Terag.
Her name was
Terag.
Terag.
Derek, it's me, Sandstorm. Keep everyone quiet. We're gonna get you out of here.
You see, like, her hands are manacled up above her head, and she looks up. She's just like, what? Looks up and sees you and goes, Sandstorm, run.
No. Quiet. I quickly just go up to all four and just slice with a dagger. Just slice all the ropes.
Nah, they're manacled up by chains.
Chains.
Gotta
Do they have
unlock
locks?
them.
Yes.
I get to work.
Alright. I need you to make... Alright, no, the first one doesn't work. You get that... Okay, so you got 2 off. Your feet still break.
Oh,
Shit.
all of
So I get 2 unlocked.
You get Leosin, you get the half elf unlocked, and you get Tarag the wizard unlocked. The other 2 prisoners, you don't know who they are. You've never seen them.
Okay. So with the 2 I know, I quickly go, okay, Casimir's going to get you back to the safety. Go. And then, can you lead him off? Casimir, can you lead him to the grapples?
Yeah, I'll take him. Quickly.
So take them, and I'm going to quickly go, hello, who are you 2?
Belvin,
I'm Sandstorm. Nice to meet you.
Belvin, at this point, I'd like you to roll a d6.
Teeth tools broke, fuck.
That's rough. No, oh, another natty one.
Sandstorm, you feel a hand on your shoulder,
What?
and a gruff voice say, "Hey, come on, Leaf. Let him get some rest. We can beat him all tomorrow. Let's get some grub while it's still warm, mate."
But I want to feed this bastard. This guy wants to get it. Hey, Jimmy.
No, it's not Jimmy. It's Jones, mate. Come on, get it right.
That's right. I always forget your name.
I would like you to roll a charisma check. So just roll straight charisma. The DC is 5.
Yeah. No, it's Jimmy.
Oh, if you want to call me Jimmy, that's cool, mate. You know. Oh, man.
God. That's awesome.
Just going with it.
Tight there.
Hey, I'll be with you in a sec. Just let
Hey,
me
no
finish
worries,
up here.
man. Hey, just remember, between initiatives, we're good, yeah? Yeah, you and me? Yeah.
No worries, Jimmy.
Don't worry. And he fist bumps you and goes, "Press Tiamat," and walks on.
Yeah,
And-
that thing.
He looks back and says, I'll save you a bowl."
Yeah, man. Now that was just me pretending. Who are you guys? I'm here to save you.
Like,
Once guy's got his hands up, he's got sandy blonde hair and he's pretty short, and he looks up and goes, "My name is Jeff."
Man, yeah.
I couldn't help myself. He's
You're
He's
too
bleed-
old to be here.
bleeding from the mouth. He's got 2 big black eyes.
Broke my thieves tool. I can't get you out.
And actually,
Got any thieves tools?
the guy next to him, you do realize you do know him actually. It's
Huh.
Kemet, the gladiator from the Ravenforge, from the Ravenforge Heroes Guild. He's all tied up, battered, bruised. His arms are cut up really severely badly. Casimir, as Leosin and Tara come over to you, they're both completely injured. They're not looking very well at all. They're staggering in their walks. They're just.
Alright.
You don't think they're going to do too well climbing up the
They're not going to
fucking
be able to
cliff.
climb. I'm going to send a message to Belvin. I'll say, these guys are too injured. You're going to have to pull them up. If I tie them to the rope, will you be able to do it?
I'm sure we will.
Alright. I'm gonna
That's
tie him on.
me and Ikram do it together, we should be able to combine our strength.
So I'll tie
Do
the
I hear?
ropes to
Do I
them.
hear this message or not?
No, it's just to Belvin. Because I can only send it to one person.
And I'll
tied up.
I'll relay the message to you. They're too injured to grab onto the rope. They're gonna have to be tied onto it, and we'll have to pull them up. I think the quickest way would be if we both pull on the one rope to ensure a safe passage upwards.
Okay. Whoever has the highest strength, make the athletics check at advantage. This is going to take
definitely
about a
Probably
minute.
you, man.
It's definitely Belvin.
If it succeeds, it'll take a minute for it to.
Just saying.
Yeah.
10 is my strength.
So about a minute passes. You drag Terag with her back against the cliff, as gentle but as fast as possible, and you get her up. She kind of like groans as you set her down on her side, and then do it again.
All right.
Roll again.
Before I send Leosin up,
Or-
I'm just gonna say,
For Leo.
is there anyone else here?
He will look at you and say, "Cover your tracks." I don't know. You should be. We can't get out of here just yet. Must stay and find out what they're doing.
We will.
Ugh.
Just rest now. Not time
You
up.
at that time up. Get him around the waist. Make the roll. Athletics check at advantage, please.
Oh, nice.
very nice.
All right, he's pulled up in a matter of 30 seconds because you guys got the you got it all down pat before.
Got the gist of it.
You got the gist of it, yeah.
Okay.
We found our rhythm.
Okay.
All right,
so
we'll
you-
set the ropes back down, and I would like to use a healer's kit on both of them. Patch up any wounds.
Yeah, you'll probably need to either apply a healing potion or use your divine magic to heal them.
Okay.
Otherwise,
I
they're just bad
I will
feet.
I will distribute. I will lay on hands both of them.
Okay.
Give them a
With
few,
that,
few hit points each.
with that lay on hands, Leosin and Terag are able to get up, run, walk, and they realize what you've done. Make a stealth check. Just don't do it at advantage. Just overall great arcing. So just a generic.
So
straight.
me?
Yeah.
Stealth?
Yep.
I get
No,
to. I have to. I'm disadvantaged at stealth. So.
Later.
Well, not in this situation. I'm calling it. It's like
Okay.
it's not just you roaming around. It's like this entire scenario that's happening around you. You're very lucky. You were very lucky.
Was it 9? Do you have to beat 9?
No,
What about me though with the sit?
no, it has to be 10.
Oh.
So 10 and above, it passes.
Cutting it close every time.
I just realized, like, what if I did fucked up line to that guy? I went so far.
Yeah, it's like,
You would, you would have been recognized.
they would have blown the signal
Yeah.
whistle.
Alright. So how did you
Be
go
like,
with the
but
other
I've
two
got
guys?
my own whistle.
The other two guys are still down there.
So they're both manacled. We don't have thieves' tools anymore. Can we use anything else to unlock it? Or does it have to be thieves' tools?
Can I
Also-
use my my short sword
Uh,
out there?
Yeah.
Make a lot of noise.
Wait here. We're gonna go investigate the cave.
It's probably
I want
not,
to go investigate the cave.
it's probably not the best idea. While we're leaving these guys here.
I'm gonna. You stay there. Fucking Casimir, work out how to get these guys out. I'm just gonna go scout ahead.
Can I ask them, do you know where
Um,
they keep the keys?
Kamed will look at you and says, Casimir, the blue dragon carries them.
Oh,
Is
shit.
that, Cyan Ref?
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Yes. Yes, that's it. As you go to approach the mouth of the cave, Sandstorm. Make a stealth check.
I've done it alright before. I mean, not alright before, so hopefully it's good now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's better.
About 30 feet away from you is the big tent. You see the flap of that tent explode outwards, and a blue-scaled, clawed hand has thrown it back and begins to walk out, but then turns his head back into the tent, and the flap falls down, and they continue a conversation in a gargled language.
The dragon- That's a big tent. I peek my head in this cave and just sort of see what's going on.
You see the cave. It retreats down into the earth about 30 feet and then wraps around. There's one column that stands out in the middle.
I can't talk back to you. You can always message you. That's your thing. I'm gonna come back to Casimir. Go. Is it worth investigating?
Make another stealth check as you head back.
Ooh. 15?
Pass this time. Just.
Okay. Is it worth investigating any further, or should we just get out now?
We need to know what they're up to. It's risky, though.
There's they're talking draconic in that tent there. I think the big guy's there, the big dragon.
Alright, I'll sneak over there and see if I can
Can
listen.
you understand it?
Who do you think I am, mate? Yeah, I can understand it.
He was poking his head out before, so watch out, man.
This is gonna end badly.
I'm ready to run if you are.
Okay, so at this point, Ikram and Belvin attending to the wounds of Leozin and Tirag. You guys can't get Kemet out, all the other unknown. So what are you gonna do? What do you do?
We've just got to wait for the other two.
Wait, yeah.
Can we see them? Can we see them down there?
You can see them. They're kind of squatting. They're now kind of squatting behind a tent. About 20 feet away from them is Kemet and the other prisoner tied up and chained up.
What are they doing?
Send the guys a message. Say, be ready for the getaway car. Going in.
Be ready if things go bad.
Yeah, just tell them that. So I'll wait here. You go in and listen. See what you can get.
Listen.
If everything goes bad,
Listen.
I'm going to get my short sword out, break these guys' chains, and we'll get out.
Alright. I'm just gonna, sneak around, try and sneak around to the back here.
Okay, you're going to take the longer route, or you're going to try fly there? You're going to disguise yourself? How are you going to get there?
Is there any, masks and robes around here I could find in the tents?
Yeah, you walk into one of the tents. It's empty. You can see some. You see 2 green cloaks. You see 3 beds. The floor is a mess with bloodied weapons, bloodied robes, and a few little knickknacks that look like they've been taken from somewhere. For example, you see. You definitely find a mask, but you also find. Oh God, where is it? You find 2 alchemy kits, what look to be red liquids, and the famous golden chalice from the Red Dragon Inn.
2 alchemy kits. What's the other one? Golden chalice. What's the other one?
And a rare liquid.
Rare liquid.
Very nice. Now hurry up and go.
Yes. I'll put the mask and robes on. Disguise myself as much as I can.
Just walk in there. Hey guys.
Excuse me, boss.
Nah.
Any prisoners around?
Coming out of the tent and walking nonchalant as possible, make me a charisma check.
Oh.
There. Yeah, Casimir, make me a charisma check.
Oh yes. I'm like whispering still. It's like I'm there.
So you've dealt.
Dude,
You get
come
a
up
sense
pretty
of
good.
how. Yeah, you pull off the cultist look pretty well.
I do pull
Especially-
off looking evil really well.
You walk up to the tent completely as if you fit in entirely. And what do you do when you're at the tent? You're over at the big boss tent. You hear them talking in Draconic. You hear the gargled mouth of Lang de Rosa.
Lord Langdorosa, Mondath asked for you.
As you open the tent flap, you see Lang de Rosa and the girl, the lady with the pixie head cut, and the high pixie head cut, stern look, cold face, who is standing on the opposite side of the table from Lang de Rosa. Lang de Rosa turns to you. He's got his back towards you, and the woman leans over and says,
It's not the purple lady, right?
"Well, she's wearing purple. Yeah, she's wearing purple robes. Yes."
Is that Mondath?
She looks over and says, "I did call for him about 20 minutes ago. You're late report."
Forgive me, Your Grace.
Make
What?
a
Why are you doing
check.
that?
Oh, I didn't mean
You
to.
should have listened in.
I thought I was just walking over to the tent, but the guy's like, as you go in.
I thought you were just gonna listen.
No, I was going to say. Oh, I said, "What are you going to do while you're at the tent?"
I thought you were gonna listen.
Oh well, too late
You
now.
fucked up. How are you gonna listen in?
I said they'll have a draconic conversation, but now here we are.
Yeah.
Oh, forgive me, Your Grace. And I'll like close the flap and walk out.
All right, you walk out. Behind you, you hear the report as Lang de Rosa has walked out. You still got to make that charisma check.
Trying to avoid it.
Yes.
As he
what,
looks you up and down, and he's just like,
what check do I have to do?
charisma.
Charisma.
Oh, just
Great
charisma.
charisma.
Well, all my charisma skills are 1, so it doesn't matter.
That's not a bad roll though.
Shit.
He says, "You look famished. Have hardly any meat on those bones. Get some feed into you, and then bring me the report.
Of course.
Don't be late.
Of course,
Or Mondath will feed you the Resmere."
Yes, my lord.
You're so fucking.
And he goes,
Shit.
he goes back inside. Now, what are you going to do? You feel your
Listen in.
brown. You're very happy. You're very happy on this day that you wore brown pants.
I had the right idea.
You fucked up nearly.
Nah, mate. All according to plan.
Shit. That +1 is not helping you.
Well, it did actually, a little bit.
All right. So, what do you do now?
I listen in. I just I go around the corner, like, because they'd expect me to walk off, so I don't. I just walk around the corner
Alright.
and then.
Roll stealth.
Oh.
Nice.
So lucky.
Yes. Get all the intel now.
You hear in Draconic they're having a conversation. You hear the plunder from nearby settlements is being stored and counted in a cave. Is it true that no one but Resmir knows how much there is altogether you hear the stern but cold Mondaf's voice says, "That is true. Only she will know. I will still be carrying out the daily operations around here of the sect. Now, you know we've been raging far and wide on these small raids. This was the most profitable one after all, and surprisingly to such a hitch. Nothing seemed to go wrong, except your sense of honor once again has gotten in the way. We need you, Cyanrath. We need you to not be an idiot and engage in one-on-one champion duels. Lenorath has asked for more gold than we've bargained for, and Rezimir is going to want to know why. What's happened out there? Did he take a bad hit? Who's foolish enough to stand up against a dragon of his size? Cyanrath goes, I do not know, my lady. But I'll have you know that I will find out. She goes, excellent. Now bring me some soup. Go. And Lang DeRosa walks on out the tent and heads on over to the kitchen, to the mess hall. And she yells out, make sure to bring me potatoes!
Potato.
Potato. Alright, so, then you hear the scribbling writing as if she's making notes or writing on parchment. Roll a d6, Casimir.
Them D6s.
I
Being a
finally rolled
bitch.
bad.
From over where the prisoners are, you can see that the one that was clasping Sandstorm on the shoulder, as Sandstorm's gotten away, has come back over and has dropped his 2 bowls of soup and goes running over to the two empty areas to where the Terag and Leosin were being held,
Shit.
and yells out, "Prisoners have escaped!"
Oh, fuck. I just literally just get my short sword and just go bang, bang to their chain. Run! You
Okay,
can.
so-
And I just leg it.
So for this intensive purposes, I'm saying that you're next to the tent as this guy's come over. So they're in a row of 4 prisoners. These two are free, but these two are still tied up. And this guy's over here. If that makes sense. So-
Am I?
So
Am I not? I thought I'd been next to the prisoners the whole time.
okay, we should be more clear. That's okay. You do hear this guy coming back over.
Because I was getting ready. Because I was said I'm going to be ready to break them free if something goes wrong. When I
Very
said
lucky.
earlier.
Good. Oh, thank you. I missed that. Yeah, you do hear someone as if they're running towards you from the background, but
So
they
I
haven't
just
yelled
did that
out.
really-
They haven't yelled out. The prisoners are escaping.
Okay. Well, I just sit there in the darkness waiting.
Behind a tent.
I'm just behind one of the prisoners.
They're just kind of tied to a pole, though, aren't they?
Yeah, they're kind of.
Isn't it really dark or something?
No. There's ambient light, so it's dim light. They can still see.
Ah.
It's like torches
Yeah.
and stuff
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, there's torches, campfires, and such. Make a stealth check.
+9.
At that point, he yells out. He drops the 2 bowls and yells out, "The prisoners have escaped!"
I pop out, and that's when I do it. Run! And I just start sprinting like a cat.
Make an attack roll.
Do we know any of this is going on?
Are you looking down
Yeah,
from above?
you guys can see and hear this all happen. Okay, so you you break the manacles of the first one. You break the manacles of the second one, and you manage to grab Kemed. But by the time you've grabbed Kemed and started to run, this cultist Jones is already coming over to you with his dagger. And he's going to make an attack roll. Yeah.
Oh,
Bastard.
fuck you, Jimmy.
For a double crit.
Double crit.
What? Fuck off.
Wow.
Does he get 2 attacks?
No, he had an advantage.
Oh, so he
Jesus.
gets 1 crit. Fuck.
Hold on.
Man, it might be a real good thing we have those temp HP. You're
Alright,
lagging heaps,
so-
Robbie.
Yeah, he is. Okay, so this is going to be 3, 5,
8.
4, 7 points of piercing damage slashed across your back. At this point, I would like you, Sandstorm, to roll initiative.
So we could say that there's like obviously a fight about to break out.
Sandstorm versus Jimmy!
Yeah, like you know. We
Yeah,
warned
should
you,
so
but-
should we? Yes, I feel like we should sort of come and help.
No,
No, we warned you. Just say
we're on top
told
of the
you-
cliff. We're on top of
we
the cliff.
told you just
We
be
need-
ready to run.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you got any spells?
I'm gonna.
How far?
Sorry, I
I-
forgot
I'm-
about that part.
How far is it
Ikram,
That
down?
was the plan.
Ikram, I think you should go with
You should fly like.
the other two. Make your way.
He can't fly.
Did,
Yeah,
But you
did, we
can-
have,
No.
did we have horses? We had horses,
No.
didn't we?
But you have a druid who can transform into a bear.
Yeah.
I
He
thought
can
we
probably
got
carry
horses.
like 4 people.
Wait, we do?
Ah, we didn't get horses.
Where is he? I haven't seen him this entire time.
Can I?
For some reason I thought-
What the fuck? I hate this.
I thought we got
wild
horses.
shape.
That's my
No,
bad.
no, you guys walked.
Yeah.
Ikram literally wild shaped into a horse.
But a bear would be cool.
No.
I could probably carry
Bear.
more people.
Yeah, bear's heaps cool.
But Ikram, take these two and go now.
Okay.
Get them to safety. I'll stay here and take charge of the grappling hook.
So in that time, Ikram turns into a bear. You load.
I look
The
over
ocean.
at Bell and I'm like, that's my secret. I'm always angry. And I turn into a bear.
That's my secret. I'm always unbearable.
Don't worry, his bark is worse than his bite.
What a great. That's awesome.
Okay, so you go first. Kemed has reached the rope. He's climbing up it. The other guy is
As I'm
doing
pulling,
it, but he's portly, and he's got no help, so he's struggling. So Kemed's going to get up there first. And your turn. This guy's up in your face.
I disengage and just go for it. Go for the rope.
Okay, so
You don't even
as
need the
bonus
rope.
action, you disintegrate.
I can climb up. I disengage, and then I just go.
Oh, that's your bonus action as well.
Better luck next time, motherfucker. I'm a cat. And I just just go. Up,
And
climb. And I'm so fast. I just climb past the whole rope. So I climb up
Oh, yeah,
there and then I
absolutely.
start pulling help.
Your claws take the perfect perches, just ching, 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 and you get on out of there. At that point, he throws his dagger. Roll a d3 for me. Roll a d4 for me, Robbie. It's going to hit one of 4 people. It's going to hit the portly man who's struggling to climb up.
He didn't do
And,
an attack roll. This guy's a hacker. This guy's a fucking hacker.
He just made that up in his head then.
Alright. Now, if you could roll me a d20, Robbie, we'll see how well his grip is.
Pretty good.
Yeah, he doesn't fall. He holds on.
Hold on.
But he's screaming in pain. Oh, it hurts! Ah!
Can I help
down and help
start
him up?
pulling the rope up as well?
Yep, you'll gain advantage from it because Cameron's also helping.
Have I sort of started taking off, or am I just going to wait till the other people?
Yeah,
No.
you've.
I'd say
I
take
believe-
off.
Yeah, you've already
I'm
taken.
I'm just going to
off.
load as many dudes on as I can. I'm just like, get on.
There's only two.
You've already
Gesture
stood
at my
up.
back.
You've already stood up, grabbed these two underneath their arms, and slid down on your butt, 50 feet down the ledge,
Yeah,
and
nice.
then threw them back on your back and got out of there.
Then,
That's awesome. What about
look,
you,
look at that.
Casimir? Did you just fly away?
Has this lady come out of a tent because of all the commotion?
6 seconds has just passed.
Okay.
You can see she's just standing up now. It looks like she's about to walk on over.
I'm just gonna
You can-
wait.
you can
right where I
also
am
see-
now.
You can also see
Oh,
that
yeah,
the rest of
well.
you can also
Okay,
see that the
keep
rest of the camp is now it's people starting to come out of their tents, see what's up.
I might even make a minor illusion sound of someone yelling, "The prisoners have escaped!"
All right, you do that.
Like over here.
You hear that? You sound
You
their
say it.
alarm.
I'm here. Why did you do that for?
I'm trying to bait her out of the tent
Oh, why?
so I can go in the tent.
What the fuck? You're risking your life. We're not coming back for you.
Mate, I'll be
He can
alright.
fly out of there. All right.
You fucking hope.
Okay. So, Robbie,
Fucking risk. He's fucking. Oh, I'm going rolling well. It's like the pokies. I'm going well now. Keep going.
My luck won't run out.
So, Sandstorm, currently you only have this one dude chasing after you. No one else has come back from this area yet from dinner. What do you want to do? You're at the top of the hill. You got the portly man up. You got Kemet up there. Everyone's up there. There's no one down there except for Casimir, but you don't know where he went. This guy is looking up at you, snarling. And with that arrow, it sinks right in through his collarbone at an angle, and you see him just drop to the side. Just
Yeah.
Good-
Nice.
Goodbye.
It's a good arrow,
Jimmy.
actually.
At which point, a whole bunch of kobolds and cultists come out of the tents from down in this direction.
We
and
need
head
to
on
move
up.
now.
Let's move.
What
The-
about the guy that got the dagger? How was he?
Very, very poor. Very poor.
Can I just grab? Can I grab it? Because I'm pretty big, aren't I? I'm like fucking
Yeah, but how strong are you?
8 foot. We'll see.
Hey,
Let's move.
Yeah,
Melvin,
I
help
take
me
the guy. I take.
I
the guy
forgot that
on
you
the
were
shoulder.
there. That's right. 'Cause you're over here. I'm
So-
confused.
with the portly man and Kemen and Sandstorm's help, you managed to lift the portly man up and get him down the other side of the cliff, and you guys begin to leg it with them in tow.
Yep.
Ikrim's already down. He's got Leozin and Terag. Sandstorm, you
Message
just
you.
you just killed someone, and at which point, Mondaf has gone out of the tent, and Cyanraf is making his charging his way down towards.
so he's coming down
Push
this way,
him.
right?
Yeah, pushing people aside, making his way. So yeah, he's coming down from this direction.
Can I? Well, I want to sneak around the tent before he gets close to me. And can I cut into the back of the tent with my dagger?
Absolutely can.
Yeah, nice. So I'll sneak inside that way. Oh, Jesus Christ, they're giants.
No, not giants. That's just their location.
Yeah, cool. So,
All right, so you cut into the back.
what do I find?
You see a well-furbished, comfortable tent. It looks like she's filling out a ledger, keeping tally of something. You also see that there is multiple notes. Multiple notes strewn throughout, and the tent that you see inside has all this fantastic draconic memorabilia. And just looking for something here. Okay. You can see that you can see that there is a guard roster and a bunch of names, and 4 names are scheduled to be on for this time, but they're not here. So where they've gone, no one knows. But yeah, you see a note that says note said there. Sorry.
You're good.
Small little note. It's like an invoice of a purchase from. It's got a very specialized signature down the bottom. Begins with T, and it looks as if it's assigned to both Mondath and Resmir. It looks like a very.
Resmir is, do we?
No.
Okay.
But aside from that, you do see a few other keys in your out in the selection. You also see in there a large sack of gold. It looks to be that's a little bit open and spilled out onto the table. It's about 50 gold pieces, you think.
I'm gonna grab anything that looks valuable and all the notes and put them in my bag.
So you grab the ledger, you grab the invoices, you grab everything you can and just
And the gold.
put it in.
Yeah.
The gold, and you head out the back flap.
Can I quickly cast Detect Magic? As an action, not a ritual.
Yes.
Just to see if there's anything magical. I think it's like the command tent.
Nothing within the tent. You can't sense anything with the tent that is valuable, but you do sense strong divination magic emanating probably about 60 feet away from you, and its source is Mondath.
Okay. Well, I am not going near her. So, have I got everything?
Yeah, you got everything of importance.
Alright, before I leave, I'm going to cast Firebolt on the table and the tent itself and sneak out the back and book it.
So you go. You
and I am going up
pull
this
off the
way.
cloak and mask, fly on off.
Yep, I'm heading away from them as well.
So you're going to do like a big arc.
Yeah, basically get a loop around.
All right. So with that, something happened. With that, the make athletics checks, everyone, as you guys are getting away. Rob,
me?
Yep, you're at +4 as well. +4 plus proficiency.
Oh, you got full strength now, Rob.
So if I just roll...
Well, I guess roll athletics and +4 to it.
Yeah, right. So
no,
19.
+4 +2. Yeah, so 21.
21.
Yeah, nice. Do I have to roll it as well?
Yeah, you can roll it as well because you're flying the entire time. So it's a real big workout for you.
Wait, do we all have to roll athletics?
Not too big.
Yeah.
Because we're running away.
So, Sandstorm with yours, you do tucker out fairly quickly. Just from just everything you just experienced and just the rush, you're just like, holy shit, that was amazing. That was so hot. That was like intense. Just way too excited. Tails just like flailing around behind you. Your brother comes over, whacks in the head, and says, "Knock it off. You gotta go."
We gotta keep going.
With that. With that, you guys meet up with, what's his name? Ikram. Yeah, you meet up with Ikram in his bear form. Kemet and Leosin on his back.
This will be the first time they see me in bear form too.
Yeah, they see a bear
Jesus
with
Christ. A giant
with
bear's
Leosin
kidnapped our prisoners.
Erag on it.
Hey, boo boo.
You got this.
I-
picnic
I'm
basket.
pretty sure I saw him turn into that, didn't I? Pretty sure I
Yeah, you
did.
saw him
Shoot
turn.
him.
It's right there. It's just Ikram.
Oh,
He did his druid magic.
you have finally showed us. I remember the one time I asked as a kid, and you wouldn't do it. Finally.
I can't actually talk to you. I'm still a bear. I just like put my paw on your head.
Okay, so with that, you guys made up. You aren't being trailed. You guys reach the keep of Greenus around midnight.
We did it.
You
Did
guys,
you say we weren't being trailed?
No, you weren't being trailed. You guys get back to the keep, slam your ways through the door. Leosin in tow. Hope that face the right person. No, I just doubled everyone. Oh no. I'll fix that next week.
Yes.
No, I'm the real Casimir. Where are you putting us? In the gate?
No, just you guys get back into the guild hall. Everyone else is not there.
Cool.
And you see that there is people who have just been. There are still people from the night, from the day's activities, like still kind of in there, but like just exhausted and still just doing their own thing. These guys come through, set the people you have rescued down for medical assistance and to rest and to be fed. At that point, we'll call it a night. As the camera pans out, you guys are at this table once again, nursing the wounds of these 4 prisoners you've rescued. You realize safely back at Greenus.
Yay! Mission success!
And
Great
he
work, guys.
Zoom out.
and Leosin looks up at you and says, "Our work's not done yet, Casimir.
Zoom out to infinity and beyond.
We still have."
Nice.
Yeah.
The ending's trying to happen, guys. Shh.
He says nice.
Yeah.
He says nice and slowly. We still got much work to do. We can't let him get away with this. And he kind of like rolls his head and goes to sleep. As the camera pans out, and you hear "Macaw!" flying in through the window, and the screen goes black.
Macaw.
And at that point,
I forgot about
you
him.
guys, you guys level up.
Hey!
Fuck.
Yeah!
Hashtag plot points. All right, cool.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
That was so ballsy, Luke. That was
I
awesome.
was so lucky.
That was so good.
I was so
Okay.
lucky though.
You know how strong he was.
Yeah, I was
like,
just like,
really-
I ain't fighting this dude. I just want to get the intel and get the fuck out.
That's
All
so
right.
good. That you put
On multiple times, multiple checks of like
Passing it by 1.
Yeah, you're athletic. No, not even passing by one. Just passing, just reaching the bare minimum. Just passing.
Not even close.
If that was one less, holy crap, this could have all gone to shit.
But it didn't. Heart of the cards.
The DCs were increasing with each check as well.
As he's getting more
Like,
sus.
They all started at 5, and I was putting them up by 5 each turn.
Oh shit.
Tonight was our night, guys.
We did
You
it.
had to go on the 10th to start for some reason.
I was the Brad this week. I rolled well.
Man, I fucking rolled well too, buddy.
Yeah, you did actually.
Oh, actually,
I think Robbie
yeah, you
didn't
rolled
know.
really-
Robbie didn't.
you rolled really well on those D6s I asked you to do, because on a roll of a 1, something bad was going to happen.
Yeah, I thought so. You bastard.
I rolled perfectly.
We both rolled
all the
ones, Brad.
numbers
No,
I
I do actually think all of us rolled really well.
But I thought it was
need. I
good.
rolled
I thought it was good that
on
the guy came because
5.
he was like a distraction for me to get into the tent.
All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I am Dragons at Cats. You can find me on Twitter and on Twitch with that. Every Tuesday night, Australian Eastern Standard Time, 8 till 11:30, or maybe a little bit over. We'll be playing DragonBrew, our own little edited story, starting off with Tyranny of Dragons and going from there wherever it pleases. Thanks for joining in, and check you next week.
Bye.
Peace.
Goodbye.